Good morning. Welcome to Hump Day. The futures are mostly flat after yesterday's across-the-board rally in all markets. All three major indexes finished the day in positive territory. NASDAQ leading the way up 2.4%. S&P and Dow were up 1.8 and 1.6% respectively. The market was led overall by travel-related names despite Omicron fears. Airlines and cruise lines were up. TCL led 8.7% whopping number for them. We did have the president talking late in the afternoon, which helped to rally the market somewhat as he talked about not going back to March of 2020 level. Also in positive yesterday, we had Pfizer and Merck. Both those pills were approved, giving the market some strength. Elon is back in the news as he's saying he might be done selling his Tesla shares. Those are up in the pre-market as we look. And given the holiday shortened week, we have a lot of economic data that we'll be getting to throughout the session here. Existing home sales, GDP, and consumer confidence numbers coming through. It is Wednesday, December 22nd. Trader TV Live starts now. There you go. You're going to see a pretty muted board here this morning. The Dow slightly up, been flat most of the morning. The NASDAQ very slightly down 1/4%, and you see the S&P down 0.14%. They're overall basically flat after a monster start, a monster day yesterday that we had. Crude oil also flat. There is a slight pullback in the cryptocurrencies after a strong day in yesterday's action, but ultimately I think we're going to be pretty happy to see the market not reversing some of those gains. I want to quickly say good morning to our crew. I see Arun is in his gear. I of course am stepping in for Brendan, who is off of the entire week. So the Santa Claus rally, we had one good day. I mean, a consolidation, I guess, could be in play for today, but certainly I'll take anything that isn't red.
All right. I mean, Santa Claus rally, well, yesterday was quite the move, especially after we kind of started the day negative going down, and then nice little spin back to the top, going strong, and now sideways we go. But based on yesterday's action, you got to look for some strength on some dips. That's what I'm doing. I grabbed some longs already, NVIDIA, kind of regretting a little bit because it got a little bit higher than where it's trading right now, but I'm still okay. We've been talking about NVIDIA since yesterday's entry around that short side. Remember, NVIDIA was that big mover to the downside that kind of turned around and kind of broke some levels, so here we are trying to play that. But the futures is the other thing. I am looking for some dips on the long side. I will get more into it when we get to the futures, but for now, I'm going through my list and I'm not finding too many movers. The market's sideways. A lot of these stocks are going sideways, not doing a whole lot that we can work with. So if you got some symbols that are moving, just put it in there and we'll take a look.
Yeah, I have BFRA. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it should be a great trading day here beside Arun, Neil on the big desk. And yeah, it's Arun and I for 2 weeks. So get ready to rock and roll. Hey, what's up? Natch Parade, what's up to everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody on the chat. And welcome to what's going to be, hopefully, an exciting day like it was yesterday. But I did write on the sticky note today that, you know what, it's going to be light volumes. And I mean, I was even looking at our watch list today. And although we have BlackBerry on there, some Caterpillar news, there's not a whole hell of a lot going on. That's why I'm going to be looking at BFRI. Right now, we have a $13 break possibility. That was been a monster yesterday. Some of the volume came in on this name. Great mover, BFRI. There's AVCT as well. Another one rocking and rolling here. We'll talk about that. But here's the 13 level up here on BFRI. So we do have some possibilities that we can dip by into 10 here, which might be nice. If it does come back in, we'll put some bids down near 10, 10.50, and then we'll see if it wants to take out 13. I think that's something that's pretty exciting today. BABA is, again, I guess this is on our watch list. It's something to talk about here. We still have an hour before the market opens, which I looked over and I actually said to Aruna, he said, oh man, NVIDIA is running me down here. And obviously the market's going down. I said, oh, you're in already? Yeah. And the thing is like with an hour left, although there's not much volume, you do put yourself sort of offside a little bit with with the spread and things like that. So we won't be taking anything too early, but I did want to go over BOVESPA quickly. Again, it's on our watch list. They lose the Chinese cloud business there, I guess, from the government of China. Wasn't even sure about that note. But 123 yesterday, battled back nicely all day, obviously, on that big bump up. And then right now, it looks like we're going right back to where we were yesterday at open, 117. We're looking at 118. We tested 117.50 already. So Alibaba today on some negative news. Not good. Chinese names not doing well here today. So, yeah, it'll be a fun day, but you got to get your money in the right spots. We'll look at Rivian, we'll look at Ford, some electric vehicles, things like that. So let's get ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, some movement there in the futures. Not a ton there as we got those GDP numbers, 2.3 versus 2.1 expected there. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, going to say good morning to Ms. V.
Good morning, team. Happy trading to you all. I wish you another wonderful trading day. Please enjoy the show and make sure you like this video. Let's get it started, Neil.
Gonna get into top headlines. Rob over there is like, you forgot to hit the top headlines yesterday when you come back from Miss Field. I'm not Brendan. I don't know these things. Very quickly, that last name that you mentioned, was that I think it was was it BRTX that you had mentioned there, Sean, or was it a different name? Because ADCT. I know there's one in the chat. People are talking about that BRTX. It actually they are in the news today. I'm actually going to be watching that one, and we'll continue to track it. There's several low float small cap names that I think are going to be in play today, and I think I'm already looking at this BVXB, which is already on our list, but I think that's kind of going to be a theme, right? Like, we understand that, yes, it's a holiday shortened week, and tomorrow is the last day of trade. But obviously, today, we do see volume start to taper off. And as in yesterday, you might favor some of these movers. You've got to trade what's active. You've got to trade what's moving. I wish Alibaba wasn't, but it's back here to negative territory. But just your thoughts on the overall approach here. Arun, I know you're already into NVIDIA, right? On a day we're expecting low volumes. But John, you hinted maybe a little more quiet, maybe a little bit more of the small caps and the movers. What's the thought process here? Fewer pre-market positions, NVIDIA notwithstanding, and now he's got another one.
Yeah, I mean, my thought process is exactly that, is just that. And I've already, like I said here, we've already tweeted it out. We put it on our sticky note. We can go over that, I mean, just real quick. And someone's talking about AMC here, and I'll talk about that. But light trading from what I see. So there it goes. I answered the question right there. But I did want to talk about AMC. I talked about it being long near 29, been support 29, 28. And then Charles here wrote, AMC holding pretty well in 30s, right, in the pre-market. Why not go long? And then I just responded to him, maybe let's see as we get closer to the open. Thanks for the sticky note. So, yeah, you're welcome, Charles. Let's see how that goes from here. But, yeah, and yesterday, my number one stock yesterday was AMC. And we have a little trade here. This is making money, but barely in the afternoon. It's this trade early. And I think that, you got to look at the names that are going to be doing some volume. It's disappointing to see AMC right now at 130,000 shares. I mean, I was, a million and change pretty much every day, I think, the last week or so heading into this Christmas rally that I think is here. And, we just hit it early, and I think that's kind of what you got to do here. Pick some key levels. Yesterday, we hit the 29 level. That's the same level we wrote down here today again. And then just look for the busy names, right? AVCT was another name that a lot of people talking about here, not only on the chat, but tweeting at me some names here. AVCT, they want us to look at this one. This was a runner yesterday, and it's been having some decent volume today. You see 3 million shares. So there we go. Yesterday it started at $1.50 and ended the day at $1.90. So 40 cents on that dollar move, so about a 30% move up. And then now today you're getting bumped higher. So I think it's just about looking at some of these names. And honestly, Arun, your NVIDIA is right on point as well. I mean, these are the names that have been moving. NVIDIA yesterday, we both traded that. And I think you got to go over to something that you're comfortable with. And yesterday I was long, you were short. We both wound up doing okay on it. And then it ripped up to the high side. And now today you're finding a key level. And I think that's really what's important.
Yeah, that's the thing too, right? You got to stick with what your reads are. And in case of NVIDIA, it's been like a 2-day read where we've been looking at that 290. And when we finally got above 290, that's what the long is based on, right? So I may take a hit on this, but that just means that NVIDIA set up for the last 2 days has been an absolute trap. That's the way I'm looking at it. So 290's got to go. If it fails this break to the upside, then we got a problem with NVIDIA, and that may just sideline NVIDIA as a trading stock for a couple days until it kind of figures itself out. And that's kind of the price you pay when you take these names sometimes. Another name I just pulled up, and this is because I was looking at the chat, and the chat was putting up some symbols there. Kyle, thank you for shutting up for ALLK. It has gotten destroyed. I'm not sure what the news was. I mean, I saw what the news was about their data not meeting their satisfactory results, or not having satisfactory results, completely getting destroyed.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the actual move, but
why is this not on our watch list?
Yeah, so I actually looked it up.
What?
It looks like there's some endpoint data that was not good. So here it is at $9, as high as 12.5, just broke 10.50. So I stepped in and took the 10.47s. I'm shorting this. I've got a dollar stop on this. We'll see how this one plays out. It's fallen quite a bit. It's done 4.5 million shares on the day. So we'll see how this one plays out. But I can put up a dollar risk. Given how much it's done in terms of movement and volume, I think we definitely have to take a shot on the sell side. You said, is a dead cat bounce over? I mean, remains to be seen, but I'm going short. We'll see how this one plays out, though.
Yeah, that's I'm looking at this now. Yeah, it's a failed drug here. It looks
yeah,
like.
we have the news for that one. We'll also remember bio-restorative. We have two pieces of news here. Alcos is down. Look, it's just data 2 from separate trials of its lead drug. It is getting absolutely crushed. And the other piece of news, it was bio-restorative that was a BRTX that was being mentioned in the chat there. And they're up 46% after they got an agreement with the PRC Clinical to conduct a mid-stage trial for their spinal disease therapy. So there are a wealth of sort of small cap movers here, obviously. Cannot necessarily cover them all, but this ALLK definitely lighting up the boards. They also got a price target cut from Jefferies to 61 from 205. So, obviously, that might seem extreme, but you're probably gonna see a few other downgrades there. As anytime you have a name moving like that that's covered, that's gonna be the risk of trading in these usually single drug or small pipeline type names. Overnight, you can get destroyed here. So the price, obviously they're also saying they cut to a hold from a buy. Well, okay, obviously. You're not gonna say to buy it now.
Yeah, great catch, because this is not on any of my screeners at all. This is not one of those names. It's not a volume leader. At least it's done 4.5 million shares. I don't know how it's not a volume leader.
It's a volume leader.
What's that?
It's a volume leader.
Well, not on these scanners. But it's
trade rate scanners.
Yeah, I must be looking at the wrong places. But yeah, great catch there. So that's definitely a name that we're going to be in now. I'm already in it. So we've got the short, putting up a dollar risk, and NVIDIA, we still got that long. Again, the NVIDIA longs, I'm going to say it's good till about 283 or so. That's me putting up $8 risk on this trade, because I do feel that we can get $8 on the upside, but we'll see how this one goes. Market is coming off a little bit, but at the same time, I am looking for some longs on the future side of things if we can get below 46.25. We're sitting at 31 and change. I need to set up somewhere below 25, and then I can actually be more confident about taking the trade on the long side. But for now, we're just going to wait for these two trades to work themselves out, and then the futures, if they can come down a little bit without destroying my NVIDIA trade, that'd be nice. I'd like to pick up some longs there as well.
Yeah, here's Market Chameleon. This is a pretty good, I'll put this in the chat here for the pre-market trading. Yeah, this is where you can check out the volume. So yeah, I have BFRI. Don't worry about that. Get Crafty. I like that name, Get Crafty. You can see right here. I don't know if you can see this at all. Maybe I can just zoom in a little bit more here. Yeah, that's good enough. Whoops. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so here it is right here. So the most active names today by volume, BVXN, that's what we're talking about right there. And then I just mentioned AVCT out there, RCAT, and then here's your ALKK. So yeah, it's a bunch of like little low floaty kind of crazy names, but you can see some nice percentage moves there. There's the ALKK down 87% right there. BVXN, oh man, this is gonna BVXV. Wow, this is gonna be a tongue twister of a day. AVCT, BXVT, ALLK, all on here. So Market Chameleon's a good resource for this.
All right, what else we got?
I don't know, I guess we're getting ready to go over to the big board. We can throw over to Neil and for upgrades and downgrades.
Yeah, we can go.
Yes, sir. One of the names is going to be on this board. Arun, you were trading this yesterday, and today actually catching an upgrade is going to be Caterpillar from Bernstein. A lot of comments they made here. They think that China easing its monetary policy. They're on the watch list. is going to be a good catalyst for them, and they stand to benefit from infrastructure growth there. In addition, they also mentioned that they could benefit from lower steel prices in 2022 that many are projecting. That could be bad for U.S. Steel. Not quite as bad for something like a Nucor, which isn't as sensitive, but certainly good news there. Williams-Sonoma catching an upgrade from Loop Capital here. They're only up 1.6%. Again, you don't have gigantic necessary moves in the bigger names today. It's the small caps that seem to be moving here. And yeah, there it is, right at the top of the list. Bank of America with a downgrade of Canopy Growth. They're trading down 4%. Already under pressure and on the news this week, as Canopy has been moving around a little bit under more pressure here today. A little surprised and that we're not seeing something for Alibaba, although I boldly predict that before the end of the year, there will likely be a couple more downgrades along the line for Alibaba. Every time we get these headlines coming out of China, this one actually losing a contract. Like this isn't, they're actually losing a government cloud contract over cybersecurity concerns. So expect to see them on this board, I think, at some point in the near future. But I think you're looking at Canopy and Caterpillar as the two to watch for your day trade.
All right, we're in to ALLK here right now. Long at 1030. It's starting to bump up right now. We'll put an offer into this area here, 1080 or so. But right now, 15 cents in the money. We told you, you're going to look for names that are starting to move a little bit here. So obviously, down 80% is going to be a big one. We're not trying to hit too many home runs here, especially when you're going long. You may want to try to fade some of these plays. But, maybe, I guess part of the logic, I'm not trying to overthink this thing here, but maybe part of the logic is that they eventually get something figured out here, and maybe it does bounce a little bit back to the upside. I don't know anything about their business models or anything like that. Just kind of playing off that bounce there. We did already test back below $9, close enough to it anyways, 860, 870, and then there it just had an iceberg there at 1055, so this may start to head back down to the south side right now. So ALLK, we're going to watch out for this. I am waiting here in this area at 80s. But I just saw, let's see if it can take out this 50. There's the same, see, there's this, look at all the orders going through. It was only showing 600 shares there at 80, and we had thousands go off. So here we go. Yeah, they're just starting to push this to the downside. So there is an automatic seller up there. I saw it at 1055 and should have got out. This probably pushes now. We're going to get out on a 10 break. But until that seller's gone, let's see if he's going to stay here at 1034. Until they're gone, this thing is not going to go anywhere. Let's see right there. I don't know if you... it's going to be hard to see, but they tried to break it right there at 1034, and then they weren't able to. So let's see if it breaks it now. Look at all the trades. Okay, here we go. So it breaks 34 straight up now. We'll see if this can now take the 46. Yeah, see, now there's no resistance. So let's see what happens now at 55, but this is ALLK, and I think that you need to watch out. All right, let's see on this buyer here now at 50. We'll see if that wants to go up now, but that's ALLK. We're waiting to get some out at 1080, and if it does dip below that $10 mark, we're going to get out anyways. So early trading, let's see if it can work out for us.
That's the issue with early trading, right? You got to worry about the spread. On top of just your read being right, the spread it might run you over a little bit. So I also picked up some Home Depot longs here. This is what the spread on Home Depot looks like, by the way. 390 quarter by 391.34, over $1 and change. Here I am long in between there, 390 and just north of 50. So we are waiting for a Home Depot long. So you see me going more into some longs here as the market falls off a little bit here. Now the futures at 28. There's some support as we come a little bit further down towards the 25s. That's where my bids are getting filled. A lot of I still have, well, actually no, that's my last bid. I do have some other reads that I do want to make, but I think we got to wait for the market to go up before I step into any more longs. But for now, we're just going to carry the two longs, NVIDIA, Home Depot, and then the short side move on ALLK. So Sean's long, I'm short, and this is going to be a scenario.
You're short ALLK?
Yeah, this is going to be a scenario just like we were on NVIDIA yesterday. I
have a feeling you're going to win this one,
we
man.
both made some money on NVIDIA going in opposite directions.
Let's just address something here. I was at 15-1 Naked Brands, and thank you so much, everybody there on the chat. And I want to give a big thank you to the Playmaker as well, because he's like, yeah, let's just address this and get this over with. Again, not on our watch list, should be, but it's only done 450 million, or 450 million, I wish, 450,000 shares. Naked Brands up 1,000% today, and of course it's a reverse split. So yeah, we might have, we're all super crazy busy around here. So Yeah, exactly. Is it on the watch list?
We never put splits on watch list. Almost never.
Oh, okay. We almost never put splits on the watch list.
If like a Tesla makes a split or something like that, but the small cap ones.
Yeah, Naked Brands, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Just because it's not on the watch list, people are asking about it. Not that we missed it, but it's just now that you guys are asking about it, let's address it because people are going to be waking up thinking that they hit the home run, and if you do, that's fine, but you didn't. It's gone from 50 cents down here, and we can look at it over the week, but our charts don't reflect split-adjusted pricing, so I'll have to look it up on eSignal.
Here, I can show you eSignal.
You have it? Okay, so...
what is it, NAKD?
NAKD, yeah. So Arun will have it up right now, but as you're going to be able to see this chart in a second here,
right
it's
here
been just a nasty,
you can't
nasty...
see it because of the...
There we go, that's better now.
This is the split-adjusted price. It's 1 for 15, so... There you
yeah,
go.
but just look at, is that a daily chart? Oh, no, that's...
Oh, you want the daily?
Yeah, let's just see how bad it's been. It hasn't been trading very, yeah, there it is. So it hasn't been trading well, obviously, there, Arun. So you can see the chart been getting absolutely crushed over the last little while. So I don't expect too much to happen here. You can come back over to me, Rob, there. That's just the chart of Naked Brands. But I don't expect much to happen here on Naked Brands today. I'm actually thinking for a 6 break to the downside. We have to see if we have to pay for shorts or not. But again, most of the time, on these reverse splits, it's just a reason, to take it short again. So more people will see that, hey, now I can go from $6 to $5 instead of from 60 cents to 50 cents. So just be very, very careful here with Naked Brands. It is up today, but you have to understand that it is that 1 for 15 split. So that's Naked Brands today. We'll see what happens. What price are you short on ALKK, by the way?
47, so 3 cents.
Okay, so yeah, we're basically, so I'm 7 cents in the money long, you're 3 cents in the money short, and the spread is 4 cents. So it should be a fun ride here on ALLK. I just hope we can get back to 10.55 for me. I may take a piece out at that point.
All right, what else we got? I don't really have anything apart from Home Depot, but yeah, Neil?
No, I'm literally trying to guess when you guys finish. Actually, a good point on that ALK. We'll get into the watch list in a quick second here, but I've seen in the past with those drug names where pre-market, you can actually play the range in both directions and they'll work. It'll find support and it'll bounce off the high and then it'll pick a direction sometime after like 9:45, 10 o'clock. So that has definitely happened in the past. We do have a host of names on our free watch list. Do scan the QR code. Easiest way to get access to it. You really do want to be trading what's moving in here today. And the top of the list is going to be one that you might have heard of. It's Tesla. Once again, Elon Musk has been selling shares. And we do know this. He had planned to be selling shares. He set a target at 10%. He's still shy of that target, but said that he might be done. Might being that key word, but that is enough after also yesterday's rally to have it trading up 3% here. Today was a little bit higher than that. It tested that 970. Ooh, I, like you, have that wick on my daily chart as well, up to $3,300. It never really traded there. But that 1,000 level I was going to highlight in the daily, possibly in play today if we were to get some kind of a rally. Now, yesterday being the start of potentially a bit of a reversal here, Tesla with the gap up. I would have loved us to be able to play that 930, 940-ish range from yesterday afternoon, but we're looking at the midpoint, right between that support and that $1,000 mark. Any plans for Tesla?
999. No, I mean, honestly, not really. I don't have much to talk about with Tesla, but that bottom yesterday of 900, I was saying that to Arun. We've already been down here back to October 21st, or 21st was that day, 25th is this day, where we've already tested back to 900, and then we filled it, this gap all the way, but it's not even a gap. It's been a negative move downside here as Elon Musk sold, 10% or so of his holdings there. He was looking to sell about 20. And not only that, he actually gained shares due to options on all of that. So, okay, ALKK, okay, here we go. So ALKK right now broke through that 65, or that 55. So here we go up to 70. I'm waiting at 80 right now on ALKK, so hopefully that can come up. Did it just print 79s really? There it is, 80. So yeah, we'll spend the money early here on ALKK. And I didn't even know you were short to begin with, but there we go to the upside. Do you have an out? Are you out already?
Yeah, north of 1150. I mean,
1150, okay.
It's just a single trade. If it either goes down or if it goes up, I get out, take the loss, and walk away from it.
And I just want to say that's another thing about the time frame, right? Yeah. Is we're trading, and this is the other thing. Arun and I obviously have very unique styles. So one is going to be more of a scalping, like I just took 50 cents there and celebrated it, right? And then Arun's just stone cold chilling, waiting to see what happens up here at 11.50. So is that a trade that you'd average into around 11, or this is just a one in and see how it plays out? Because
see how it goes. It's already fallen so much.
I'm trying to find some areas to get out.
Somebody was making the argument that, you know, shouldn't this be a trade that we should go long just because it's been oversold? That idea is valid as well. It's just that once you clear 10.50, I thought there was more space to the downside. So if you were to go north of 11.50, then could you argue for the long? And I think that's something you can consider as well. But I got other things going on with NVIDIA, Home Depot, futures. So I'm not going to spend too much time.
Oh, you're in Home Depot as well?
I'm in Home Depot
I didn't even, wow, you're a busy man, boy. I like it. Okay, so that's ALKK, just to talk about a little bit about what we were thinking there. Tesla today up 3.5%. Tesla's going to the moon at some point. We already know that. I think everybody in the chat probably knows that as well. So it's just a matter of picking it up when you think it's right. The NASDAQ down 0.3. This is up 3%. Not the greatest day to buy this, obviously up that as much as it is today and off of a beautiful move down yesterday. Should have been picked up down at sub 900, and now today you're going to buy it at 980. I just don't know. I think that seems like a little bit of a high price there. So 980 is where we've been bouncing off of. No real areas of concern. I mean, it's a nice gap up. I don't think we fill this gap back down unless there's a huge move in the market. So I don't expect that today either. So I think that you can buy here. Like you can start to buy around 960, 965 for Tesla. So that's sort of where we'll be targeting right now. That could come in even in the pre-market. It's still relatively early. There are obviously other names here today, but this is a nice volume. Almost 1 million shares done today. So, that's, just by straight money. That's a decent amount being pushed around here in the pre-market. So let's wait to see what happens. If they want to sell this, it might be a good profit-taking opportunity here for anybody that's a bear on Tesla being up that 3.5% today. If the NASDAQ does go down 1%, this maybe trades flat, which does get it back to 930. So watch out for some of these breaks. But if you're going to go long, I think we've bounced around a little bit here at 960. So 960, 965 for me on Tesla.
Well, everyone.
Sea change, by the way, is a halted news pending here. It looks like they have the go-ahead. They have that SPAC with Trillerverse, and that is going to be getting the go-ahead. Just some details sort of coming through along the way. It looks like the transaction will have a value of approximately $5 billion. Upon closing, the ticker symbol will be changed to ILLR, and the name will be changed to Trillerverse Corp. So, that's just coming through. It is still halted news pending, but the news starting to disseminate now that transaction is going to be going through. As with any news-based halt, we don't know when they'll open back up. A lot of times when it is disseminated before the market opens, you do have a chance for an opening before. And always check in on the NASDAQ trade halts page to see when those might be. We do already have the news on Alibaba because, look, again, losing a cloud deal. This was over. There were some concerns, of course, with Alibaba already. And I guess it was every single tech company in China that's U.S. listed. But this in particular is a little bit different because they have gone ahead and lost a cloud contract, a government contract over cybersecurity concerns. This is dragging down several other names. JD's down, Pinduoduo is down, but Alibaba back below 120. Showing again a tremendous amount of weakness. It's been in this range here, trying to hold a 110 support. But just another bad headline on what had been a bit of a brief relief rally. I guess it moved with the market yesterday. Now it's more the same.
Alibaba's a tricky one to trade, especially the way it's been trading lately. Now, it was a lot easier when it was up here in the 150s, 60s, because the ranges were wider, like the intraday ranges you can trade with were wider. Now that it's down here in the low 100s, it's starting to tighten up here. This is the daily chart. You can see it's starting to really tighten up the way it's moving around. It went as low as, what is this low here on the 3rd? It went as low as 108.70 that day. And then since that point, we've kind of just stuck in this range here, which is bouncing around as high as 130, bouncing as low as 120 and change. Maybe it would dip underneath a little bit, and then back up we go, kind of just going up and down. And here we are. We get up to what, 123 yesterday? Around 122, 123. Where would you put that? Right near the top end of the last few days, and then it gaps down. back below the low of yesterday. Actually, the low of yesterday was 116.60. So we're still above yesterday's low. So you still have yesterday's low to support, and you still have the day before as well. So this would be Monday supporting as well. So you're still within the bounds of this kind of movement, even though it gapped down, is down like almost 5%. What is it down? It's actually down 4%, 4.18%. So it's still within the bounds, even though it's down 4%. So I'm going to kind of move away from this. I am going to look at other names. I feel like there's going to be some other names that set up better. Let's just quickly take a look at the JD chart. Maybe JD has a better range to work with, 71.49. You know what? They're all doing roughly the same thing. They're willing to trade inside yesterday's bands. Yesterday was a wide day, so maybe today may not be the time to kind of spend on these names specifically until they kind of break out of their ranges, or at least yesterday's highs and lows being closer. If we can actually get past those bands, then we can maybe actually set up some trades. But for now, I think I'm going to stay away from BABA. I'm going to stay away from JD. I'll keep looking. Maybe Baidu I'll take a look at, and Pinduoduo as well.
I have it on the watch list for an idea today. It's the number one on the watch list, but it's not the number one idea. There's no stars beside it or anything. I was just not happy about them losing that contract. I've been long Alibaba. I got out at 123 or 4 or 5, something like that, and still holding shares, but started to dump some, and I just don't want to be in this name anymore. So as a long-term holding, we took a bath on this one. We'll wait to see. I guess it was a bath, but we'll wait to see if it can get going. There's nothing here. I was going to write down short 118, and I would have taken it if it was near there off the open. I just was very, very worried about some of the liquidity coming through here on Alibaba, so that was a little bit of a concern there. But any sort of a key level break at this point needs to be taken. Yesterday at these levels you did here. I mean, you could see that this is the only level of concern for me. This like 1850-ish area where we bounced around a bit before taking off to 123 yesterday. So early yesterday, a lot of stocks, I don't know if you remember, we could show the chart. We saw NVIDIA, we saw a lot of names yesterday actually went opposite of Alibaba, right? Yesterday, Alibaba went up early when many names, including the market and everything like that, the market was up 1% and went down almost 1% before finishing up 2%. So Alibaba yesterday had lots of loves behind it. Lots of feels, man, for Alibaba yesterday. It was a great, great day. And then unfortunately, just that very, very next day, as there goes ALKK again, ALLK, as Alibaba had a lot of love yesterday. So I'm thinking they can get some love back again, but it needs to break through this 1850 area, which was a level of concern. And if you just level that up just a little bit more, maybe it's a 119 break to go long if you were thinking long. But on that same note, I'm thinking short, so I want to use these levels maybe as a shorting area. So as you can see, I'm very confused today about what to do with Alibaba, but I think this 119 area is something that you got to look at. And I think, going short into 119 is probably right because you also have the backstop here of 120. So I think shorting into this area is probably appropriate. And as you can see right now, we're down near 117. So I'd like this to get up to, 119, 119.50, 120, something like that before we go short. But if that does happen, that means the stock market's probably ripping. And in that situation, I'm going to be long an NVIDIA like Arun, an AMD, a Facebook, an AMC, something like that. So let's keep Alibaba on the back burner, but let's try to remind ourselves if it hits that 120 area.
Yeah, one name that it will not be on the back burner because Arun is already in. That's NVIDIA, and obviously it had that V-shaped move in yesterday's action. Possibly and obviously led by the blowout earnings by Micron. Very strong earnings report by Micron across the board in all of their segments. They showed strong growth and projected strong growth, whether it was automotive, whether it was AI, whether it was data center. That bodes well for all the chip makers, but it is NVIDIA that was the highest flyer and had been the highest flyer and had pulled back so sharply. So you did have a strong reaction to NVIDIA getting up to, ended up closing at the highs around this 292. This wick didn't happen. It never got to that $300 mark. It looks like we're paring back a little bit of the gains. I know all the markets slightly turning red after GDP there. Still not very much to the downside, but you are getting a bit of a consolidation down towards afternoon support levels. Arun, you're already in it. And given the fact that we are getting a slight pullback to GDP, maybe in addition to NVIDIA, maybe talk us through what you're thinking with the futures after we've started to pull back in here a little bit. And now we're feeling a little bit more red.
Yeah, and so my read on NVIDIA was when you see the trades from yesterday here, that trade was based entirely on the 290 level being a nice level to work with. Obviously, we went for the short. And then when it did this quick reversal in the afternoon, it was sharp. From 274, it just went to 290. I don't think there was any real selling. There's a couple dollars here, maybe. It just breaks. I would call them like just kind of rest periods before we kept going. And here we are. We got above 290. We finally got above 290 after kind of stalling just south of there a couple times, and then we traded. I saw how it was trading in the pre-market. I'm like, you know what, 290 is gone. We got to go for the trade based on how it was trading the afternoon, based on that complete reversal of that down move initially. There's got to be some strength. So I'm going for the long. I'll pay the price. I prefer obviously get as close as possible to 290, but you know, NVIDIA is one of those names. You either get it and it's going to run, you know, go against you immediately, or you don't get it and it just takes off. So you take their chance, and I took the chance to get that fill here. It is coming off, but like you said, it is coming into support areas from the afternoon. You're seeing it bounce back up now north of 289 as we get a nice little move in the futures as well. So it is bouncing off this support area from the afternoon based on the entire activity from, let's just say, going from the 17th and then the 20th, so Monday, and then yesterday's sell points. All of this is sitting, all that support or previous resistance is now sitting as support around that 286, 287 level. For me, I'm going to give some slippage to NVIDIA. So if we get below 283, I'll just dump it. As I noticed from the corner of my ALLK is about to take 11 evens. So NVIDIA is one of those trades where you put up the risk and you just trust the fact that all that previous resistance is going to hold. If it doesn't, of course, you're going to end up taking a hit. That's fine, though. That's perfectly fine because this was a multi-day setup, and not just in terms of charting, but also in terms of volume. So you take that chance when you need to. Now, going back to the futures, I'm trying to do the same thing I did on NVIDIA on the futures, but I just need them to come down a little bit because of where my stop level is on the futures, right? So here we are running strong on the futures yesterday, going sideways now. I'm trying to go long into any sort of a down move below 46.25. Stop on the futures is south of 4,600. It's down at 45.90. It's right here, actually. Let me just draw this. 45.90 is right here. So if we can get below 46.25 and just slow down, I don't need you to set it up perfectly. I just need you to slow down. Just show me some form of slowing down that we're not just going to completely crash. At that point, I know we're good, and I can just go for the long at that point. But I am looking for longs below 46.25. Upside, we've got a lot of space to the upside. I'm looking at 46.80 as the next level. If we can get above 46.50, 55, and start to set up, that's different from the long, right? I need a setup on the short side. So if we set up north of 46.50 into the 55s, then I'll respect the market slowing down, and I'll go for the short. But for the long, I just need you to go down, slow down. I'll go for the long. So we do have two trades. 46.80 up top, 45.90 down below. That's about a 90-point range. So we do have a ton of space to move around. Even though today's going to be, or expected to be, a slow day, we love to be pleasantly surprised. If the market wants to take off like it did yesterday after kind of dipping in the morning, I would love that too. Hey, Santa Claus rally, if they want to ride that yesterday, Santa was on a Boeing plane, not on a sleigh. Today, I'm not on Boeing, so maybe he's going to jump on home. He's going to build his own little sleigh here with the Home Depot shares that I've got, and we can go to the upside.
Yes, he will be building that sleigh, my friend, for sure. I think the Santa Claus rally, we called it yesterday, and the Dow went up 600 points. So Merry Christmas to all, and to all, hopefully not a good night tonight, because tonight, although I see Russell Jackson. What's up, Russell? Thanks for coming back and visiting us again. But it's not Christmas time here in North America yet. It's only the 22nd, but Santa gave us a sweet, sweet present yesterday. And remember, I said it. I mean, I even made Rob put this on my board. I mean, this was yesterday. We talked about this. You could have had an awesome opportunity to buy. And yesterday, we were up 600 points on the Dow. And then there's AMD as well yesterday. What a big move that was. It's too bad because I loaded up my NVIDIA chart and I wanted to show you. I was a buyer all yesterday, all the way down until eventually it got me out and I wasn't able to enjoy that move to the upside that Arun was talking about. But there's AMD. What a beast as well. I mean, I love both of these names. These names are both overweighted in my account, and I love them, and I love them long time. So we'll see what happens today with AMD. I want to be a buyer down here. I actually have a bid at 143. We'll see if we get filled. Protecting this 142.50, that's fine. And then I think you gotta, I mean, again, yesterday we were basically dying on the sort of NVIDIA. Thank God we wound up flat. It's too bad. Hopefully my trades will load and I'll be able to show you that in a couple minutes. It's actually already 9:10, so we're getting well long in the tooth here, getting ready for the open. But I think back down to 140 is what I'm getting at here. We'll buy some 143s just to try to play an early dip. We do have dips buy into 142.50, more buys into here, and I'm willing to sort of, again, I don't want to say die on the sword because, you know, we will dump the shares if we need to. But again, AMD, just like how Arun's buying NVIDIA, I don't think you can go wrong with buying any of these. MRVL, again, you know, hasn't been, they had a good report. It hasn't been great. Since then, you can see it's come off, you know, 90 bucks all the way down to 81. Marvell definitely not as much of a mover as the rest of these names, but this is another name in the right space here. If you're confused about what to buy, the pick of the year has been SMH, and I think you can still get into SMH right now and take a hold of all the semis. But for me, it's AMD. Hopefully we get a little bit of a dip down. I know you're long, Arun, but I'd like to get a little bit of a dip down in AMD here off the open so we can get long. We're just sitting at 143. So it's a slight dip, maybe a little bit of a market order down here. Fill us up, and then we'll see what happens at 140. But we're going to be a bull on the semis today, just like we were yesterday. Let's see if NVIDIA trading is showing up for yesterday on the 1-minute chart. Let's see. Where's yesterday? No, that's not yesterday. This is yesterday. No, it's not. So I was buying all of these dips until eventually we got out like around 277, 278, and then it just took off. So we'll see if NVIDIA gives us a little bit better today rather than yesterday.
Don't sleep on AMAT as well. Applied Materials certainly should benefit from everything. It's all about chips, and chips are in everything. And definitely a supplier like, not a supplier, but certainly a equipment supplier like AMAT is going to fare very well. I like Marvel. They had blowout earnings. I don't know why they're not a little bit stronger. It's a little bit curious. Another name that has been in the doldrums here is going to be Caterpillar. It's on the watch list mostly because Bernstein raised that price target from 40 to 240. Now, obviously, that's a little bit late to say that they still had a price target on 40 when we've already reversed from 240 back in the middle of the year. Is definitely late to that party. They are consolidating. We just had the infrastructure bill passed. The Build Back Better bill, which ultimately is a bit of a story here, is not what we're concerned about. It is China with easier monetary policy. They're talking about infrastructure building as well. Caterpillar, they make money. If you're talking about growth and you're talking about cash flows and in a higher interest rate environment, Caterpillar could be a nice place. I mean, I obviously own some shares of Caterpillar myself. I was looking at it for the day trade on more of a pop and fade type of idea if the NASDAQ would have been strong. And I'm kind of leaning into the small caps myself here. Any thoughts? I know you traded this yesterday, Arun.
Yeah, I was short yesterday on Caterpillar. I still made like 40-something cents on Caterpillar being short at 198, and we dumped it around 197.50 just before these imbalances came out. Well, I got out as it was slowing down. I'm like, you know what, there's no point in waiting for the imbalances, so I dumped it. And then you come up today, and then here it is up strong north of 202, or not north of 202, but close to 202. Interestingly enough, 202 was the stop level that I had when I went for that short at 198. So obviously any read that I had on the shorts is out the door. We've got to see what 202 does. Do I want to go for the long north of 202? It depends on what the risk is. Right now, if I were to go long on 202, I'd have to put up 196 as the stop. That's going to be pricey. That's $6 in risk. I don't think I have $6 in upside. So my situation with Caterpillar is if we dip below 200 and start to kind of hesitate a little bit, at that point I can justify the risk. So get below 200, stall out, let me go for the long there, like I'm trying to do with the majority of these names. Like I'm looking for dips that I want to buy. So NVIDIA was one of those I kind of stepped into. Home Depot, I kind of closed the spread on. Futures, I'm looking for a dip to buy, like Sean was asking for. He wants to, on AMD, he wants it to come down a little bit so we can actually get some longs. Yeah, I don't mind these names going out of the money a little bit without getting stopped out, so I can actually get some longs on other names as well. So a nice little dip would help the situation, but it all depends on how we come down. Because if we come down really quickly and these bids just completely drop out, I may get squeezed out of some of these longs, and the trade might, or the market might still be a nice little long to pick up on. So I'm looking for CAT south of 200. Maybe we can get some longs there. If we can't price it around 200, I don't think I'm going to play this game on Caterpillar, just because the risk at that point doesn't make sense anywhere north of that.
I was trying to find something on ALLK here because that's twice now, Arun. You mentioned we were trying to break out through 11. That's twice now that we've stopped there. So that's not obviously a great sign. Maybe if we break back above, we can get to like 1140, something like that here. But I don't know if I want to be holding this one for too long. So we may just... I don't know. Like, I don't want to put a stop down here, but, you know, whatever. I guess if it breaks 10, we'll get out. It'll be a flat trade if it breaks 10, which sucks because we've, you know, thrown away a little bit of money here every time it's come to 11. So let's just hold this and see what happens. It probably does wind up breaking 10, guys. This is going to get flushed off the open. People that have taken some risk on ALLK today based on, you know, I guess maybe thinking that this was going to get approved. I don't know. You see that, I mean, it's just nasty here from $79, $80, $90 all the way down to $10 today. So I wonder if this is going to get flushed pretty bad off the open one last time. But it's never too late to throw it over to Miss V. So let's get her on the camera ASAP there, Rob.
Hey guys, like o'clock is early today. It's still around 15 minutes until the opening bell and the perfect time to boost the likes amount. So guys, please help us to get at least 1,000 likes before the open and like this video right now. Take it away, Neil.
Yes, sir. You might like it if you're a SEAC holder. Up now 50%. They did just open up. Remember the news there. We were just bringing to your attention that Triller reverse merger is going to be going through, valued about $5 billion. Did my system just... Okay, there we go. Yeah, my quotes just froze for a quick second there, but opens up at about 255, gets as high as 290 before reversing. Now, on the daily chart, you're obviously not going to see a heck of a lot here, and it might not matter, but there was a level up at this 270 where it seems like we're running into some resistance, so they are open. Finally, I mean, sometimes you do get these deals coming through another small cap that's going to be on the move here today, but this is a merger and a bit of a done deal. Look, I mean,
Natalie or someone, can you go tell Maggie or somebody?
Yeah. So we actually are experiencing some internet issues, but we can move on with the show here. Look, we do have BlackBerry on the list, and you know the reason we're going to include it is because they still get the mentions online. Ultimately, you know, this is a company that people remember them for smartphones, but this is now a cybersecurity company. Break-even earnings for them, guys, and ultimately it wasn't that huge of a story, except for the fact they were expecting a 7-cent loss. And look, they had some strong demand for cybersecurity products, but the problem here and why they're down 2% and why I think it's going to be a short on the pop is simply that their forecasts were not that fantastic. They did weak forecast for the current quarter right now. And look, if you're not a money generating, if you're not a cash generating company, you're not going to be able to get away with guidance like that. The short percentage, which we have in our notes here, is around 7%. It was as high as 11.8%, but you can see from its meme status or its squeeze run status, it has come back rather heavily, coming down into support. I'm looking at this. Look, it's a bit of a double bottom here. It's very close, around that $9, and still falling and under pressure here. So this is not about the phones. This is about their transition and somewhat disappointing guidance.
BlackBerry, if you only kept making phones, I would have bought one of your phones, but no, they have to license out their phones, become a software company. But here's where it's trading right now. This is 925, that's the last close. It's trading around, what, 9 even right now? It's still with its dead center inside of this range in the last few days. At least clear 50 to the upside or clear 840 to the downside. I guess that's the low.
There's
so
SEAC.
It's kind of just sideways inside that move. Until we break either end, I don't think you do a whole lot with this. Before I hand it off to Sean, I do want to say one thing about ALLK. Somebody was asking, why is it 84 in your platform, but it's 1063 because of the pre-market data, right? We're looking at pre-market. Pre-market you see on Yahoo, it is at 1065, 84.39. That's the official closing price. Obviously, there's trading in the pre-market, so just be aware that markets are always moving after 7 a.m. 7 a.m. I think when the servers come on, 7 a.m.
Hours. I mean, stocks are 4 o'clock, but for us, there's SEAC again, guys. Spin it. I mean, we'll trade the rest of the day for you because we're here and we're a trading show. But honestly, you could just go 2 for 2 and finish your day off right now. ALKK, 50 cents in the money. SEAC right now, 50 cents in the money, and still starting to go upside right now. So there it goes, man. We're gonna go 2 for 2 here today. Let's go SEAC. You can see the positions at the bottom there. Triller, gonna merge with these guys. So that was sort of known. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, obviously this is a nice momentum play, 7.5 million shares and still moving upside here. So SEAC continues to impress here on the upside. We're going to do a quick little look here. Shout out to Michael Noss from Trade Ideas. Let's just see what is popping here on this one. Single stock window. Let's open this up and just see what the short interest is. Now I know this is a merger, so this might not mean anything. Short float right now only 1.42%, and the float is only 40 million shares. We've already done 8 million, so we'll turn that over a couple times today, most likely. 40 million shares, not a lot, guys. 40 times $3. So you see, it's not a huge float for a stock that just got done at 5 billion merger. So we'll wait to see what happens here with Sea Change International. But there it is to the upside. We took a little bit of profit there at $3, and then it ripped to 330. So now we can wait to see where we go from here. But that's exciting, and Sea Change on the docket and on the watch for me now as we continue to rip up here on this name. Just stopped at 330. If you go back, I was looking at a daily chart on this thing, and again, I don't know if any of this matters now because this is a merger. So it just has the capabilities to start to go upside. Let's see if once retail opens up here. I mean, retail's already open, but once 930 kicks in, we should see some more volume come into this name. So we'll be on SEAC all day, I would imagine.
All right, what am I looking at? I'm not doing a whole lot. Just looking at ALK and Home Depot. We're still waiting. Essentially, we're just waiting on all these. There's nothing else that has gone off yet on my radar that I want to get involved in. After the open, I might take a look at Square. I noticed that Square is sitting inside of some support areas that I could potentially go for a long with. But again, I've got 2 longs already that are pre-market longs. So it makes me nervous to grab some more pre-market longs until I see what the market looks like. In the meantime, we're going to go to Neil, the big screen.
Ooh, we got our AMD there.
Yeah, in small caps, you're going to have on the watch list here BVXV, another name, signed a definitive agreement for their antibody COVID-19 treatment. So you're going to see up almost part of the 100% club. There are some levels in the daily of concern here. I'm looking at 310. We already had a $3 breakout failure. If we get through this, probably more to that $4 range, but there is some cluster at 350 the last time they were up here. So this is a classic pop and drop. You get a second fail break at 3, and we're going to be looking at 310. Some other small cap names for short. Sea Change has got to be on everybody's radar. I know Sean is involved in that, and I'll update another one there that I'm going to command Miss V to trade a little bit later on. So hopefully we'll have an update with her small cap trade.
Commanding Miss V to trade. Okay, so she's going to have to get into that one. I see Neil. It looks like BRTX. Neil's got that one. Short side. Arun, ALLK, me, and HD, and NVIDIA. And just reviewing, and then myself, the 3 positions that you can see on the board here as well. ALLK, AMD. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to talk about quickly there. So we got into AMD. So we were waiting for a little bit of a dip down. It doesn't matter. It's just a spread. We're long at 143.03. So we told you we were going to sit there. Not much really happening. Target for AMD. I mean, again, we only have 1 fill here, so it's not like it's going to be a monster trade, but we will get something out if it does come to 144 just early. We will take some like 70, 80 cents on that one. We've seen I'm hoping we do. We've seen AMD make crazy moves, just like NVIDIA. Sometimes it doesn't make up its mind for a couple minutes, so we'll see if this one can go. We will put an offer up here, 144, where we do see some resistance. If we could take $1 early, I think that's silly not to do that. Sea Change right now, printing a little bit for us, so that's good. Up to 330 right now on SEAC. We're long at 280. We took that break there. We should have took an earlier break, but it did open back up at 255. So I think we got a pretty decent price. And I just said to Arun, this is going to be a name that we're going to have to watch because it's $3. It's obviously grabbing the volume. I said it only has 40 million shares outstanding. It's already done 12 million shares. This is a name that's going to start to take out some of these tops. We're already long. I think this could be a monster moneymaker for a lot of people today, especially traders that look for stocks that are breaking and volume names, and you just want to push around some big size. I think right now, based on from what I've seen, man, SEAC International, Sea Change here International is the name to play for you. And then the last one here, we'll throw it back to Arun in a second. But 9, this is ALKK, ALLK. We're long that one off this bottom there. I like the trade, but at the same time, it's bounced off of 11. 11, 11, 11, all here. You see all these wicks? They're all 11s, and they all happened. And then we double topped 11 there, double touched it, I guess, 11. But you could see this is going to look silly because it's down 87%. So I kind of feel like, wow, a lot of these stocks now moving nicely. AMD nicely, ALKK here going. You're starting to make lower bottoms, right? So higher lows, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. Higher lows as we go. That doesn't mean a lot to a stock that's been traded like this so far, but we will look at 11. I know Arun's looking at 1150, so that might be a target for me to look at as well into here for 1150. But again, this is just one of those ones where we're trying to make that home run play. We're already out of half. We're willing to absorb some damage if it does go back down. C change still bouncing around 320, and AMD now up. Again, we could take it out right now at 24 for 25 cents, but we're not going to do that, Arun. We're going to wait for 144 on the high side here for AMD to get out of half, and then hopefully we get out, and then we can have an opportunity to dip by some more. Or it just keeps on running, right? I mean, that's something that could happen today. It was 924, Arun. The imbalances don't look so nice today. Nothing's, greater than 300,000, even $250,000 on a name that I've never even heard of, MCW there. I don't know nothing about this stock. It's only done 12,000 shares. I don't see anything on here that is of any interest whatsoever to me. I mean, Palantir here, a little sell that if you wish. We'll wait to pick that up. And then Neil did talk a little bit about BlackBerry, but what a disappointment that's been there for them. So I mean, down to $9 now on what was not a horrible report. So we'll watch BlackBerry, but only 300,000 shares. So not much on board for that one.
Yeah, the largest one that I can look at on the amounts, the largest one that we talked about today was BABA. And that's only 183,000 shares on the sell side. So you're not getting a whole lot of pressure from these imbalances. METX just popped in at 479K. Why? It's done 7 million shares, a 30-cent stock going up. Okay, that's why. But it's on the sell side though. But it's still only 479,000 shares. So you're not getting a ton of volume at the open. It doesn't look like it's going to be. It doesn't look like it's going to be a high volume open. So any sort of move to the downside, tempered move to the downside, I think is a critical thing. It needs to be tempered because I do want to, like I keep saying it too, I want to grab some longs and some other names, but it does need to be tempered because if it's an aggressive move, I could get flushed out of some of these longs I'm already carrying here. So NVIDIA long, we've got that. Home Depot long, we've got that. ALK short, putting up $1 risk towards 1150. It's out of the money, 32 cents. Sean's long, I'm short. And at some point, one of us is going to lose. So, well, actually, no, maybe not. Sean's already made some money on it. So
yeah, I
can
be
actually just get out flat.
Yeah, I can get out flat here.
Yeah, so another name I was looking at was Square. I was talking about earlier. I was looking at Square. It's one of those names I wanted to trade north of 170. The potential for a trade is there. It all depends on if we can actually get back above these 170s and stay above. So we've got some support going back a few days now. The last 3 days or so, it's been building some resistance here in front of that 169. So we can potentially use that for a long if we can get above 170 and stay above 170. That means try to sell through back down and not be able to be successfully brought back down. So get up above 170, attempt to sell through it. If they can't do it, then here we are for the long. That confirms any sort of buy-side strength that we have south of 170, and then I'll go for the long. But there's a lot that needs to happen for this trade. But that's the thing, though. I'm reaching for a lot of these stocks because not all of them are set up instantly or ready to go as I would have liked.
I just want to talk, sorry about that. I just want to talk quickly because we are now out of SIAC, right? So the money comes in, we count that cash a couple times there. That's a big trade for me, man. 280 long, out 340. So that's 60 cents there on the long side. And the reason why we're out is just it's topped out too many times here at 340. So we take that 340 print, we get that out. We're now flat on C change, but we are willing to go long again. So we're going to go long if it breaks 350. So that's that. So when you're going to see me go long 350, it's because we've already cleaned that out. So we're already out. I'm not afraid of this thing coming back down. It's just it could go. Obviously it could come back down. Let's just test this with 100 shares. Okay, so there is some shortable shares available for us. And I just want to say, here's my keyboard, and I'm just looking. This is a NASDAQ name. I just want to make sure that I have actually set up here a market buy. Is this a market buy key here? Order by market. Okay, Control F12. All right, I just want to make sure that we do have this key set up because if this starts to get real spicy, man, I don't even want to set, because a limit key is like I got to go limit, then you got to go the price, and then I got to push enter. So it's 3 keystrokes. At least this one, I can make it with one. Bang, hit this key. Well, I mean, it would be like I think it was just Shift F12 there. So we'll hit that button, and then we'll go nuts on this if it does go. Setting the market keys up right now. AMD falling a little bit. My targets for AMD, we're already on the bid. I'm going to get longer right now, more hopefully, and then we have a target of 140 on the downside, guys.
All right.
Yeah, let's get ready to hit that.
We've got a minute left, and I realized as soon as we got a minute, are you going to do the countdown this time and get it right, or am I going to keep trying to get this one right?
I don't think I have it on my board.
It's right there on the bottom middle.
Oh, it says countdown. It used to have a little I'll do it. It used to have a little graphic there. I don't know. So now that I know where it is, that's good. It is on my board. I'm just double checking. Is it? Oh, it's Control F12 there for my buy. So okay, we're gonna get ready for that. I thought I got some AMD shares, but I didn't there. 142.60 we're waiting for right now. Does yours have the? Yours just says countdown. No, I got it. I just want to make sure that we're hitting the right key here. We're gonna hit it right now. So we'll hit the countdown right now as we're approaching, and there it is. Yeah, I think we're pretty close there with only 10 seconds to go now. The market's about to get open. We're going to be watching AMD, AMC, ready to rock and roll. 3, 2, and 1. Hit that Miss V, and let's get ready to rock and roll. The market is now open, and we got that print there on AMD, so let's see where we're going to fly to right now. If the NASDAQ continues to pump lower, though, this trade is going to get pumped, that's for sure, as now we're starting to go back to the downside. We've seen AMD make these moves early, so this is not scary to me at all. We know this can happen. We have our levels. Watch out for 140. Also looking at AMC on a dip buy right now.
Yeah, I was hoping NVIDIA would pop off the open. It did not.
Yeah, it's doing the opposite.
Yeah, it's flirting with this 288 now. There's some sell pressure coming in. Okay, I guess we're going to have to look forward to some downside movement here on NVIDIA, which I was hoping we could avoid, but okay. The trade is there, so we'll just wait it out and see if we can get a move at some point to the upside. ALK down to the downside, it goes now at 10.20, 10.13, going towards 10 even. On ALK, so we're about 20 cents in the money on ALK. NVIDIA coming off. Home Depot is up 68 cents, but I also don't trust Home Depot's level 2, so we're going to wait this one. Yeah, it's like a 70-cent level 2, 70-cent spread on the level 2. We're going to wait for that one to kind of play itself through. What's the other one that came up? Microsoft. Why did Microsoft come up? Microsoft above 328. That's the alert.
Come on, AMD.
What? Okay, I see what's going on. I'm looking for Microsoft potentially on the long side, and PayPal just came off as well. So Microsoft just broke 328. If we can stay above 328, I think there's a long there on Microsoft that I want to get involved in. And also AMAT. I'll talk about all these as I go through them, but PayPal, Microsoft, AMAT, Adobe all just went off on the alert. GM also went off on the alert north of 55. So all of them, I'm going to go through the chart. Once I figure out what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know.
All right, so that Sea Change International just near $3, right? So we'll see if that can hold out now, dipping down a little bit lower. I still have these targets of 350, so that could be something that we look at one more time. AMC on a dip, it went right down to 30. We actually got that long at 29.90. Now we take it again. We are trying to absorb that 29 long. It's basically the same trade that we made yesterday early. None of my trades are showing up from yesterday, but we hit this long. We do have a 29 bottom that we're trying to wait out for. We wrote on the sticky note that we'd have to maybe wait for 28s to come through on AMC. So if we do, that's something that we're going to wait for here on AMC. We'll average in even more downside down near 29 flat, but I still think this one has a chance to go. We are long AMC right now and in the money on this name. So here it goes back up to the upside. We'll see. Takes them out at 30 if we can for 25 cents, and then see if AMC wants to go. Shout out to Niagara Charlie. I don't know if you're in the chat here today. I haven't seen you, but he's always liking the long here on AMC. So there it goes. We'll see. Put an offer near 30. If we get that, well, it looks like we'll get that. Great. We're in the money 10 cents right now. And then we'll play it to the upside. See if we could take out the pre-market highs of 30.50.
All right. Adobe is one of those names that I want to get myself involved in. I'm going to wait, though. This is so dangerous, right? It's ridiculously thin. It's like a $1.50 spread. I'm going to wait for this one to play out a little bit longer before I get involved. But I do want to start looking for some potential longs if we can stay above 560. I think that's a critical level for me. 560 would get me some longs. NVIDIA coming off now. That's about $4 out. Home Depot flat. ALK attempting to kind of go up off these 10s. We did crack 10 for a quick little bit there. If we can get back through 10, I think the short would validate itself. But for now, we are waiting for ALK to move on down. GM, another name I'm looking at as well, north of 55. Somebody in the chat put up GM. I think it was Jacqueline, maybe. GM was not on my radar in terms of movement. But then I looked at the chart. I'm like, you know what? North of 55 looks pretty good. Wait for a little bit longer before I get involved on GM. As I look over though, NVIDIA, damn it, NVIDIA, not finding any buyers just yet. They did do a quick flash move just north of 89.
Boom!
It looks like it wants to come right back down. So that one might be losing some strength here as the futures are still going strong. So relative weakness in NVIDIA at the moment.
Shout out to Britney Spears because, oops, we did it again. And there we go, AMC, Arun. That name just continues to work for us, man, every single day. So that's going to be one that's on the watch for sure. We just got out at 30.10 there, actually, on a breakthrough 30. So so far, so good. We still have some shares. So maybe the Britney Spears comes and gets us eventually on this one. Okay, 142.33. We're long. Let's go to the upside right now. Let's go AMD as we're starting to pop through now. We talked about trying to buy some of these dips, man. I don't know if you got anything on the low side there, but we were able to pick something up on AMD. And again, you got to believe in your names, man. Believe in your trades. Believe in the names that you're trading. And sometimes they do work out, like AMD right there, man. A good bottom pick for us on that name. We take some out. We'll see if it wants to continue to run. We are at the mercy, though, of the NASDAQ here today, guys. It's very, very choppy. We'll see if the volume can come through. But I think you got to trade the right names. And, man, that was a good bump. You could see how this is moving. It's absolutely wild. What's up, Neil?
Quickly here, Britain approves of Pfizer-BioNTech shot for younger children. Just coming through, actually right at the open here. Pfizer did spike to the upside, found resistance at the pre-market highs before reversing. Remember, that $60 level, were big flush yesterday at 60, 60 last week. Last week was certainly resistance. Looks like it's come through again. Obviously, it's been approved in many places, so this is as to be expected. I think that's why it's selling back down.
All right, I've done my ALK position. I've walked away. I made a whopping 1 penny.
Booyah.
Covered the cost of the trade. So I am positive. I am net positive on ALK. The attempt below 1050, if we can't get, I was looking for more weakness. If we can't get that weakness, I got to walk away from that trade. At that point, that trade's not going to go. So I've walked away, made my 1 penny, covered the cost. Futures taking off to the upside. That's bringing up NVIDIA.
Let's go.
And Home Depot slightly leaking. I am trying to get my hands on some more trades here. PayPal, I'm trying to get some longs here, just south of 190. So there's a bid out there. GM, I'm waiting on as well. GM, I should be sending the bid soon on GM. See if I can grab a fill on GM. That's a trade I want. SOXL, SOXL, that's another name I want to actually I want to look at. The alert went off. I don't know why. Why it went off? Oh, yeah, you know what? Maybe not SOXL just yet. And then Lowe's was the other one that went off, and I got to look at that. Why did Lowe's go off? Yeah, that was not ready yet either. So a few alerts went off. I just picked up some PayPal longs here, 189.53 on PayPal, so we are into that. I'm looking for some GM longs and AMAT. I think Neil mentioned AMAT. That's the only reason I pulled it up. AMAT's one of those names I do want to pay attention to. It's going to take some time to get going, but there could potentially be a trade there if we can get above 151 and kind of trade out, because there is some support here that we can work with. It's just a matter of, can we get the volume to move with can the stock move with the market? Because the market, what's the market doing? Right here, 41, back towards almost as a high top range here from around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock this morning. Actually, no, it wasn't 5 o'clock. It was like 7. Oh, that's the central time, that's why. It was earlier this morning. We were a few points away from putting overnight highs. We were taking out overnight highs. So PayPal long, Home Depot long, NVIDIA long. They're all out of the money though, but I do have faith in, especially now that I'm seeing PayPal or NVIDIA bringing some buy-side volume.
Like AMD,
I do have some faith in that volume actually coming in and moving these markets much higher.
Yeah, now 70 cents in the money on AMD. We rolled the dice with that one, and now it's paying off dividends, boys. Yeah, let's go. Bang, out 90 right there. $1 in the money now on AMD as it continues to make money, making money to the upside right here. AMC as well. Boom, boom, pow. We're going to go 3 for 3 here. SIAC, though, we just took a long at 78. I mean, it came all the way back down, Sea Change International. I'm not going to let this one go against me. I have no idea where this is going to go, but we're long 78 now. You could see we got a high tick out, so we got that out. We talked about that right before the market opened. We had no idea where this name wanted to go, but now we are long again here at 78. So we could scalp this out. Let's see if it comes back up to $3, like 290 change there. We'll take that if it goes. But yeah, AMD, like talk about, we were just celebrating. It was up to what, I don't know what NVIDIA is doing, but this name is absolutely wild. As the NASDAQ moves, man, AMD is like, wow. Yeah, just watch out for your share size. If you're trading a name like AMD, one little move down here on the NASDAQ, like AMD is starting to go down now and the NASDAQ is starting to go up. So I am a little bit nervous about this trade, to be honest with you. Why did we just touch 143 and fall? That doesn't make any sense to me. The NASDAQ is up right now and making new highs on the day here, the NASDAQ. And yet AMD is starting to fall back down. So definitely a point of contention for me right now. Let's get some out. Again, if we get lucky to pop into 142.50, I think we should get some more out as it's not behaving properly. But one thing that is behaving properly is AMC. Let's go to the moon, guys. Take your wife, your girlfriend, your date, whoever you want, back over to the theaters because AMC is rocking and rolling right now, Arun, as we just take out the pre-market high right there. And yeah, we're cooking with gas on this name, guys. AMC.
Man, I would love to get some futures contracts, but why do we have to do it this way? Why does it have to just bounce and go straight up? Why can't you just go down a little bit so I can actually build some longs here? But no, okay, well, we'll deal with what we got in front of us. What do we have? Markets looking for their highs, pre-market including. They're looking for their highs. They're a few points away, a couple points away from taking that high out. If we get north of 50 into the 55s, I am looking to I'll be open. I don't want to say looking. I'll be open to fading this on the short side here if we can actually get north of 50 and into the 55s and set it up. So there's still a potential short side move on the futures. So we just got to wait to see that one play out. PayPal is now in the money, 5 cents. Home Depot kind of leaking a little bit. I just got my GM long on 55.03, man. I'm a little heavy long as we take out the highs or as we approach these highs.
Isn't that crazy?
That's a little dangerous, I think. Oh, okay.
Like why
I gotta figure out what
why are the names that we have not really ripping too much here? I mean, AMC is good. What's up, Neil?
This buy on VAX is ripping. I was actually short, reversed into a long on buy on VAX. It's now up 130%, high of the day on volume, about to cross the 50 million share mark there. 350 on the daily chart. It does stand out a little bit, but above there, it did wick up here in August to $4. So a couple of levels of resistance now. As you can see, it just sort of stalled out at 349. I just took it out there at 38. But continuing to the upside, this BVXV, not to be mistaken with that BRTX, which is another small cap on the move.
Yeah, we're just debating here that, the market shouldn't, these names that we have, AMD and NVIDIA, should not be selling down here. We've already taken profits on these names, but, we just averaged in one last time here, 140. I mean, I don't know, is it going to be one last time or not? Where are we going to find that bid? I'm hoping for 140 bid. So I'm done now averaging into this one. It'll be a loss, obviously, if we come back down into 140, but I'm going to be putting on another position there. So I'm going to hold this. We've cashed out. We've cashed out a little bit here. We've just averaged in just now to it. So this is going to be wow, Roblox up to 106 right now as well. SIAC International not doing it. We got stopped out of that one, but that was a small trade. I think we can go back into that. But AMD is definitely worrisome to me. I bought Palantir yesterday, man, in the long-term account. Got an 1810 fill yesterday. We talked about that live on the show. And there goes Palantir, man. Wow. Look at this one. I mean, I've told you this is a sleeping giant for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, the sleeping giant slept a little bit too long and got a little lazy there all the way back down to 18. But us, investors that know what's good, we're not getting lazy, man. We are noticing these bottoms here at 18. And yeah, I have been loading up on Palantir down here. So we'll wait to see, man. I mean, my average price, the fact that I bought at $18 and my average price actually went up, I love Palantir. Let's see where we go. This name rocking and rolling, we're not in it. But here we go now again. Believe in your trades, right, Arun? That's what we talk about here on the show. AMD just rips right back up. So we take a 70 offer, a bid, and then we just get out at 95 there as now it's starting to go back up to the upside. So here goes AMD. We've already cashed out 3 times on AMC. Obviously, that wick to the high side there of 30.50. We're not going to ignore that again. So I think going to put an offer right here at 30.30 and get out of that one as, a firm. Look, I know there's a lot of names moving, guys. I liked Alibaba at 119. Not there yet. People talking about that bouncing around. Not happening. Tesla not moving around either right now. So I'm just going to sort of sit in some of these trades that I'm in right now and look for other opportunities on the board here. We have BFRI was the name that we'd like to look at on the NASDAQ today. What's the high there off the open? It touches 12 and fades back in. So I do like a long down here, 1050 or so on BFRI. But right now, AMC back up 50 cents in the money, 50 cents in the money on AMD. So far, so good here, Arun.
Yeah, they are moving back in the money. I mean, I'm noticing NVIDIA now back above 288. That still puts me at $2.50. But the issue I'm noticing, though, is that there's a ton of sell-side volume coming in on NVIDIA. So now it's making me think, you know, that 290 level that I thought was broken, maybe that level was just a little bit bigger than I thought, and the level is not gone. That means that my trade, even though it's coming back in the money, or not coming back in the money, but at least closing the spread in terms of my losses, this may not go the way I think. So what I'm thinking or considering is the idea of just cutting this trade before we even get back north. I'm going to keep an eye on this a little bit more. If this starts to stall out, if this selling kind of picks up again around this 288, 289, and we lose the buy strength, I might just walk away with a $2 hit. I don't need to take a it's not even $6, it's like $8. I don't need to take an $8 hit on a name where I may have misjudged the entry and the volume that I was expecting. So I'll keep a close eye on this. The other ones are fine. PayPal is fine. Home Depot's fine. I'm okay with that one being down $1.23, and then GM is in the money. But I think the biggest concern for me is NVIDIA and the amount of sell-side action I'm getting south of 290, which initially was supposed to be a broken level. So I'll keep a close eye on this. If I need to cut this trade before we even get to that stop loss point, I will. And in the meantime, I will find some more names. Well, and hey, we'll go to Valeria as well.
Hey Arun, we've got a super chat from William Craig. Take a look at Mara. Do you guys have any thoughts on Mara today?
Yeah, probably. I haven't really looked at Mara yet, but I am right now watching AMD just going absolutely crazy right now, back up to the upside. I hope your NVIDIA is also rocking, rolling. I'm sure.
Well, but
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Mara today. I mean, thank God Cardano's back up to 136. We were buying that at 125. That's my best price. But you know, again, we're long sub dollar, but Cardano, I'm not going to sit here and tout that as it hasn't been a good name. Mara, obviously, on some of these altcoins and crypto starting to come back to the downside. So has Mara right now. So, but it's and again, great name here. Thanks for bringing this up. I mean, $32. We've already resisted that back late September as support. So yeah, right now we could take some of these levels out. $35, $36 here on MARA. So a good little look there for that name. But I did notice on the daily, sorry, on the 1 minute chart that it's already popping off pretty good here. It's up $2, Mara. So watch out if you are long this name. I might give this some love back here to mid 34s. It could fall back down depending on what crypto's doing. But right now, man, I think I'm going to take some more out. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here on AMD. I know what I'm doing. I'm scalping the living, you know what, out of it. But, you know, we're back up to basically day highs again on this name, despite, you know, it's open there. But we just rally right back to some of these high spots here, 142.50. It's bounced around a couple times. Our last out is 25. So let's put another order around 42.50. If it bounces, and we're all good on that one. So we'll go over to Neil for some more news.
That ISPC, I know a lot of people looking at this one in yesterday's action. Monster moves in the afternoon. It's back on the board here. Remember, this is a 4 million share float, approximately 15% short interest. It just halted to the upside. I'm looking at 14.63. It did have a bit of a double top in yesterday's action at 15.50, but you can see on the daily chart, this has run several times before, and it's halted. It turned around at 28. It turned around recently at $18. It turned it yesterday. Well, it ended the day yesterday, I should say, up at that 15.50 as resistance. So ISPC once again on the move, although you might have to pay for shorts, Arun.
We had that conversation. For anyone who has missed the message, I don't pay for shorts. If they're not free, I don't get involved on the short side of things. I'm just keeping a very close eye on NVIDIA. I've kind of locked it in a little bit. So in the event it were to kind of just lose this 290, we are back above 290. Now we're going back towards 291. Remember, I'm priced at 291.97. 290.97. So we're about almost flat on this trade. But if we lose this 290 one more time, I'm done. I can take the $2 hit or $3 hit it'll be and just walk away. Now it's going 43 cents in the money. We need to maintain this strength on NVIDIA to the upside for us to actually be confident. Futures going towards those 50s. So once we cross the 50s, I know that I can actually start looking for potential fade opportunities. So the only one that's out of the money, well, actually no, PayPal is still relatively flat as well. Home Depot is not getting the juice that I would like, but Home Depot is sitting in on a decent location, so I'm not going to be as worried as I am with NVIDIA, because NVIDIA, even though it's up, I still worry about the sell side activity in these price points. So I'm going to keep a very close eye on this, because this could be the wrong read for me right now.
Yeah, right now it's a chicken dinner winner, though, for us on these semis, man. I cannot believe we were able to reload it. Oh, that's what I don't have on here, Rob. We'll do that after the show. I don't have the reloaded on here. But, yeah, 142.98 right now on this name. We just took $1.20 on AMD. I love this name, man. Another one in the long-term account that I've been selling, but don't need to. I don't know why. It just keeps on going upside there. Palantir, yes, sir. Another one of the names that we like. But, again, trying to find you some levels on this. It just stopped at 1950. That could be something. If we do pull back here, 20 minutes not going to give us much, but we do have some consolidation here around 1890. I don't know if that comes through. We could try to defend 19 again here, but what a great move up. Yeah, I think back down to view up. Like, let's put some low bids here, 19 and change for this. But this is a big, big move up here. Was definitely not expecting that one. As C change starting to go back down, AMD, so basically right now I have, again, like that 10% left on AMD. I mean, that's all that I have. We got this out when we came back to 143. That was like a gift right there. To steal one from a man, that's a gift horse in the mouth. I don't know if you have that right there, but we're not going to look at that anymore. Too many times it's been all the way up to the upside. So just me, and again, you're going to notice the different style. There it is. Thank you, Arun. We're going to look at different styles, right? Arun looking for, a much bigger move, doing a little bit more of a top-down look. I'm sitting here sort of like in the trenches trying to buy a few dips. Like, I've already made 4 buys on this name, and then, 7 or 8 out. So it's going to be scalping versus trade versus a little bit more position holding. So that's maybe why. But back up to 290, great trade. NVIDIA right back. Like, it's funny because NVIDIA is green on the day and AMD is red. So I don't know. I don't
worry about the selling though.
I'm still worried. I'm worried about this too because the NASDAQ, we already hit the Santa Claus rally's already in the building there. Yeah, I don't know. We talked about Mara. I liked Coinbase on an Oppenheimer upgrade. They named it, and it's on the list here, named top pick at Oppenheimer. So we can show you the sticky note right here. I'm actually put that in our chat. A lot of people ask about the sticky note, so we'll put that in the chat right now so you guys can grab that. At Trader TV Sean on Twitter, you can grab this every single day. We're putting this up. So we'll look at BFRI again. AMC, man, long near 29. Went up to 30.50. We'll see how that's going to work out. And there's Coinbase, but we said light trading. Let's wait to see what happens there. So that is the Twitter note today. It's not super packed, but we do like Coinbase. Holy, Coinbase up to 251 there today. So they rallied pretty good. The levels I was looking for was 244 mid. So we'll wait to see on that one. Wow, what a good out that turns out to be there on AMD. I may not get back into this one. Maybe more AMC. It's Mr. Roberts.
I've seen Pinterest, shares of Pinterest at the high of the day up over 4%. I'm looking at the news here, and early in the morning, you had Citigroup cutting a price target to 42 from 48. Online, there is some chatter, I guess, on Twitter about some call buying going on. So maybe it's related to options here. But either way, Pinterest up on volume at the open, breaking through 38. This has been another depressed name, catching a bit of a bid here today. So while the market isn't necessarily screaming to the upside, pins on the move, could be options related.
I like the move on pins, man. The daily chart, you pull it up on the daily, they just cleared a nice little level here north of 38.
The stock been beat up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this and see if I can't grab some longs because I think it's time to dump this NVIDIA. Not yet, but we are getting close to dumping this NVIDIA
I was
because
kind
this
of
is
debating
not.
the same thing.
The volume is not there for this buy side strength yet. If it gets below 289, I'm done. I'll take the $2 hit, walk away. Because remember, we initially put like $8 on this trade in terms of risk because the potential was there. And then all I saw as we were getting closer and closer to the open was a heavy, heavy selling. And then even after the open, the buying is there, but the selling is just overtaking it. So if the selling at one point kind of takes over this 290 level and we end up losing it and coming back down, just take the smaller hit. You don't need to hold out hope that you end up being right. You don't need to put up the whole risk. It's always about new information coming in and making adjustments. In this case, I'm seeing selling coming in. I'm readjusting what my levels could have been. Maybe I thought it was 290. We may have to kind of change that game a little bit here. I'm looking at Affirm as well. Pins is one name. Affirm is the other one. I'm looking at north of 104 on Affirm. I think there's potential there with a stop sub 100. So give it a little bit more time, see if they can take the 105. If they do, then we can put a bid down somewhere in the mid 104s and put up the risk about $4.50 or so. But until that happens, we're going to wait on a firm, and the other one was pins, right? Neil just brought that to us. I like what Neil's move here on pin. Sometimes he just brings them out right at the perfect time because they're just cracking some major levels that I actually want to look at. So it's not a name that I would typically look at. It's not actually on my radar at all because I have a alert list for a bunch of names, but pins is not on that list. But I will add it now that I've seen the daily chart, and I think the timing of that is right around that 38, which gives me a chance to at least get in if I wanted to get a play around these prices. So, and then plug, you see the alert on my screen for plug. Why did plug just go off? Oh, they just, nah, okay. I was looking for plug to trade above 29. I think they just flashed above 29. If they get above 29, and they're going to have to do some trading above 29 as well, there could be a long there, but I think the priority is going to be a firm and pins.
Okay, yeah, we just averaged into we took some more AMC there on this little dip buy again for AMC. So our best bid obviously down here at 60, but we just take an 80 bid. It's bouncing around, lots of volume, 6 million shares. I mean, not lots of volume, but we know it can get ramped up again. So let's wait to see. We just took an 80. I mean, if we could start to just continue to sort of scalp this name out, we'll probably do that. It's been a nice profitable trade for us so far today. 30, 30, 10, something like that up here. If we can get that again, that'd be absolutely fantastic for AMC. But it looks like there's more news here. Neil or Valeria, I couldn't hear. Probably Neil. What's up?
It could have been Ms. V. I know this was in the chat as well. And it's just a halt on SOPA, Society Pass. Look, we 2 days ago, of course, being added to the Russell 2000 index caused a bit of a spike. You did have some, actually, hey, my trades showed up on my chart. So, hey, I can actually show this to you. Fantastic. It got to this 13 level and then reversed really hard in yesterday's action. It just halted, 5-minute volatility halt into the pre-market high at 11:45. Another low float name, but again, there was a catalyst on Monday, of course, being added to the Russell 2000. So this should be opened up in a couple of minutes. Watch out for that $13 level. That certainly is a big one. And of course, it had that top at 14, where I know you guys were trading in the pre-market to the long side. So SOPA back into play.
Yeah, good catalyst. I mean, at least they have a legit catalyst there as we're waiting to get out some AMD here, AMC just around this $30 mark. So we'll see if it can go back upside. I'm actually waiting at 99. So we'll see if it gets up there for us on AMC. Now 20 cents in the money, just off of another reload there. But you can see there it is. Yes, sir. Thank God for that one. As we'll just start flossing it off. As you see the t-shirt sometimes behind us, there's the floss going to the upside there for AMC, and it just continues to go. There it is. Who is that walking behind there? Yo, it's the man, the myth, the legend is now in the building. Excuse me. I was just saying I'm drinking too much coffee. I got to hit the water. The water's right beside me here. SoFi up to 15.20. I wanted to make this one of the picks for 2022, but it's off a little bit here. Nicely moved up from that 14 level. We've been talking about SoFi for a while now, and there it is, man. SoFi with a beautiful move to the upside today. And just wants to continue to work, man. Maybe we'll watch out for $16 there on SoFi. AMD, we almost got out of that again to the upside. I notice here, right here, that we do have VWAP, volume weighted average price, right now at 142.20. So I might just wind up taking that. I'm sort of with Arun on the same thoughts here. Although we've called Santa Claus Rally, we gave you 600 points. Actually, yesterday's bottom was more like 800 points up from that. But AMD today, definitely weak here. So we may just dump we only have 10% left. We may dump the rest of this, man. We've already got in and out of this. I don't want to turn a good trade into a bad here. So maybe not averaging in. You can see the futures. And what I'm talking about is AMD's red on the day. NASDAQ is up. NASDAQ bumps up like crazy, touches highs. AMD is just like not doing anything. So we may just get out of this one and then look for some more trades because AMC has been a monster for us. AMD has been good, and C-Change International has been good for us as well. This was a quick little 5-cent hit there, but we did take 80 or 60 cents on that move. So we'll wait to get back into C-Change on that Triller news. But there goes AMC, man, or both of them, both A's. So I have AMC and AMD. You know what? I need like an alphabet thing here. So we'll roll the dice. We'll do this on AMD, and it looks like this one not paying off as it's starting to go to the downside right here.
I saw you, Ron, and you talked about Microsoft. I saw you the first time you posted it too, but I was just waiting for Microsoft to take out that 329, and then I caught it on the dip back down. I would have preferred a little bit lower, obviously, but I think 71 was a decent price. I'll take that. So here I am long 328.71 south of, with a stop south of 325. That's what I've got, yeah, 325. So I'm putting up some risk here, and I've got 5 longs. This is starting to scare me a little bit because I should not be this heavy in one direction, especially when I'm looking at the futures going, yeah, you know what, we can actually start to fade in a few points higher. So I might be too heavy in one direction. Apart from the NVIDIA trade, which I knew was going to be a problem around this 290, we're starting to lose this 290. And like I said, this is going to be a hit. I'll take the $2 hit, walk away from that. There you go. I'll walk away from that trade. I don't need to be a part of that. We're losing 290. If anything, you can spin this trade around and maybe go for a short with a failed break. Actually, you know what? That's actually a pretty good idea. What do I got here? Maybe I can spin it. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, but NVIDIA has, I don't trust that 290 level on NVIDIA, so we are going to walk away from this. Don't need to put up the risk. We'll take the $2 hit, walk away. And we've got Microsoft long, Home Depot long, PayPal long, and GM long as well. GM's the only one that's in the money. PayPal flirting. Up and down we go with PayPal. You see the chart, 190. Refuses to get above 190, but at the same time refuses to go below 189, and we're stuck right in the middle there on PayPal at 189.53. So either way, we're set up. I like the location. The activity doesn't scare me too much like NVIDIA did, but for now, we're going to wait on PayPal. GM is taking off to the upside now, 38 cents in the money. Here we go. We broke the daily highs here at 40. Thank you, Jacqueline. I think you're the one who posted GM in the chat there, so I kind of took a look at it. First look on this is going to be around that 50 mark, preferably just north of 50, like maybe some stops go off and I get like 53, 54, something like that. But at the same time, this allows me to actually move the stop now that we've taken out the daily or the day's high. So I can move the stop, lock in at least like 5-6 cents or so on GM. And we're waiting on the other two, PayPal flat, and then Microsoft and Home Depot out 60 cents, roughly 60 cents or so. And I'm still looking at plug and affirm as well for potential trades. But again, I'm so heavy in one direction. I don't trust myself to be this long this early anyway. So maybe I gotta look for some shorts too, just to kind of hedge out the risk here a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm going to try to load this up here on CCL here coming in. We did take a 64 there. Let's just try to see what CCL wants to do today. We saw President Biden come out yesterday and talk a little bit about Omicron and giving out some of those testing kits and all this. I don't know where he's going to get 500 million testing kits from, but hopefully he does. And, the reopen might get an all clear, right? And so he did talk about not shutting back down. So here we go. We are now into CCL on hopefully what is going to be strength here, because yesterday CCL did make a nice move. We were shorting it. I don't think this was yesterday, was it? December 21st. Oh, it was yesterday. Okay, so we were shorting around this 2050, and then today we turn it around. I mean, Biden came out and started speaking, around 2 o'clock, I think it was or so. So it wasn't a huge move up, but I still think I like this play for a reopen. So let's get some out here around 280 if we can. If it goes back up to the upside, that is going to be CCL. And I did pay for SOPA. So it was a whopping 4.7 cents to go short there on SOPA. So we'll see if it does break this 1150 area or so. That could be something for concern for that. So I think a break long through 1150 works for me for SOPA. So we'll do that. We'll take a long if it breaks through 1150 and gets a little bit excited there. That's my trade there for SOPA. And then CCL starting to get up to those levels. So maybe we'll take one part out at 75 and then we'll hold to see if we get something a little bit higher. But here we go. CCL could come in right now. We'll take a dime. We'll take 11 cents hopefully on this one. And then maybe we get back up to the upside here on CCL. But it's happening now, and it's happening with Neil at the big screen.
Yes, sir. A little V-shape on CCL there. And across the board, a lot of names having that little drop and pop sort of idea or notion here. Overall, I mean, you're still basically flat on the overall futures. I mean, the S&P is now up 0.1%. Now, keep in mind, we were slightly to the downside at one point at following those GDP numbers by close to 0.25%. So rallying a little bit, the Dow lagging as well. And these aren't impressive. 0.1, the Russell 0.2, the NASDAQ just 0.16%. But this is still a bit of a churn back to the upside. So like I said earlier, I'll take any kind of a positive day. Even a flat day would be good for me after the strength that we saw overall. Brazil actually weirdly down 1%, which I always like to check in on. And the S&P TSX flat to the downside. So Canada under some pressure, and the overall, it is a bit of a reversal day. You want to be in the stocks that are moving, and I'm going to go to one here that we covered on our watch list. Now, Alibaba under some pressure still. I did trade it here today. We can get into that a little bit later, but Alibaba still down that 4%. Had a huge flush off the open right into 115. Came back and retested those highs. I took one shot at it short in the pre-market lows, and I'm looking to take another short off of this 119 level off the top. They lost a cloud contract with the Chinese government. Alibaba under pressure once again, so continue to watch that move. I'll give another one. Tesla near its highs of the day, so looking very strong.
Yeah, Baba, right to those levels there, 118.50. We were waiting for 119, but I think we could probably short this name into this strength, weakness into the market, but strength in the stock here. I don't know why that just bumped up there back to the upside, but yeah, 118.50 could be a good little level there to get out if we're going to be wrong on one of these names. So I think this is a good short coming through right now. CCL, wow, what a monster that's been as we go, whoa, right back up to the upside right now for CCL, taking out some of these pre-market highs. So that could be a trade that we just wind up getting out of right now as you know, taking some profits. I mean, we got to do that. It's been a nice positive day for us here today. We're letting, you're seeing me in AMD, but I haven't taken any more positions. I'm letting this thing fall. I want to see what it does near 140. It's a it's 10% of my total position, not even turning me red. There's absolutely no worries here for AMD today, but it is one of those names that's starting to go. CCL back upside. I don't know. Maybe we don't take this out. Let's just hold CCL and see where we go now. Some high side action on this name breaking through 21. So let's see if that can happen. CCL, a nice trade for me.
Yeah, and nice trade for me was GM. We got that 53 exit there. You see that run there. So we got long at 55.03. We're taking 50 cents. The risk on this trade was about 50 cents. So I got a nice little move. They actually kept going too. Now they're at 74. So now I'm just going to trail the rest of it and see how much further we can get. I'm noticing that Microsoft is coming off a little bit here. PayPal is still playing within its bands here. We, like I said, around 80, 189 on the bottom, 190 on the top, and we're just going up and down through that range here. And then Home Depot doing absolutely nothing. This thing has no juice at all. I mean, the read is still, I still like the read. It's just surprising to me that Home Depot doesn't want to do anything at these price points, given that we're sitting north of 390. So
maybe the sleigh is already built.
Maybe the sleigh is already built.
I mean, it's a little bit of late build for Santa in case something goes wrong.
I think Santa forgot. He just left the sleigh behind. Decided that he wanted to go back on Boeing's plane here.
Yes.
Because Boeing going strong north of 200. Remember, this is where we got out. We got long at 190 and change yesterday, and the last exit was 198.5 or so. And then we never got below there. So we consolidated and broke 200, and now we're north of 250. So if we can actually stay above there, I think it might be time to join Santa on his Boeing plane and see if we can go long to the upside, even though the market's starting to stall out around this 50 mark. I'm noticing PayPal off, Microsoft off now. So you are seeing some index names, specifically Microsoft, coming off. PayPal now broken that 189. Okay, maybe not. We do wait a little bit longer. Why can't I find some short? Actually, no, I did find.
Oh shoot, that's right. I wanted Alibaba short. I didn't.
There you go. I'm looking at the pins. We were talking about pins at the long. Yeah, they're not holding 38. So you know what? We're gonna go for pins on the short side here and see if we can grab at least one short to work the downside in the event the market comes off a little bit.
Man, that sucks. Yeah, you were just talking about going short, and I was like, yeah, the name that I wanted was Alibaba. Then I look over, and it's down 50 cents from where we wanted that short. So, okay, AMD's right into this 140. So this is the level that we were looking at earlier. So I think that this is probably worth a little bit of a tester spot right now. You can see AMD's been falling down. Like, I'm positive on the name. So even as it falls, I mean, I wish we didn't hold this last little bit, but it is coming back into this 140. So we thought we would try to defend 140 a little bit here. So that goes down as far as 140.20 there. That might be that bottom wick that we're looking for. So let's take an AMD long right now and see if it holds out on that 140. We'll take a 58. There we go. We got to 58 bid now. You can see the average price brought it all the way down to 140, 114 now. So all of a sudden it doesn't look as bad as we take a better average price here on that play. And we'll just see. I want to put another bid down near that same kind of level. And if we get picked up down there, fine. A breakthrough 140 will be gone, which might at that point point put us red on the stock. But again, we're trying to do this name today for you guys. Both Arun and I thought that we had some pickup here in these names. It looks like we may have been wrong, but thank God I was able to scalp a little bit out there. And again, just changing the pace up a bit and going into a scalp mode. But as you can see, here comes in, there's another bid. Ooh. I'm bidding 37s there. I thought we just got that, but we didn't. It comes right to 37 and bounces off me. I literally thought I got that fill. What is happening to me on some of these fills? I guess the problem is when they're real shares, they don't hit you unless it goes absolutely through you because they see a live order and they basically stop. And I think that's, there you go. That's been what's been happening there as we did now right there, get a 140.37 bid. So now we're long. Let's see where we go on this one. I like this AMD trade much better down here than we did around here. So now we have a 140 area that we can try to defend, guys.
Yeah, I'm looking around. What do I do? Not a whole lot. The positions that I've got, GM is on its own. It's doing its thing. PayPal still, to me, is not something I got to worry about. It's not like that NVIDIA situation from earlier. So I can, if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I don't have to worry about this one, right? This is kind of a clear-cut read for me. Either I'm going to get that move through 190 or this is not going to be a good trade. And then Home Depot absolutely doing nothing. Somebody mentioning that it could have been from the home sales numbers. Most likely. I wasn't paying attention to that, though. I guess I should have. But it's doing absolutely nothing. So we're going to wait on this one. GM now 63 cents in the money. Microsoft coming back in, so that's helping. Why? Market's not moving that fast. Microsoft bouncing. Okay, this is kind of the area. I guess it's just basic support, really. This is kind of the area I'm building off the trade, right? I went long right here because I was looking at 328 half and 329. Now, obviously, we fell sharply, but then here we are kind of reaffirming this support. So that's perfectly fine. I'm just going to wait on that one and see if it can't get a short on pins as well. Neil?
Just quickly here, XL Fleet in news this morning installs charging infrastructure to power Apex Clean Energy's electrified vehicle deployments. This coming from Reuters in pre-market trade. Bit of a drop down yesterday, but now screaming to the upside, up 8% now and going right into early morning resistance at 340, 345 or so. If you look at it right here at 1030, double top on XL Fleet. So watch out, volume spike on XL Fleet up 8%.
All right, let's go. Let's go, AMD. You got this, man. We are right back to flat on this trade. Remember what we said, man, that we were trying to wait for certain prices to come through. And a credit to my man beside me because he's helping me try to figure out some of these plays here as we go and trying to hold a little bit longer. Wait for your key prices. So here it comes right now. AMD, again, we were waiting at 90s, 99 or something like that to get a piece out here. So hopefully we can rip back up. We can make a little small profit on a piece of them and then wait to see if it goes back to the upside. But I do want to make sure that we do take some profit here. It's not even profit. I mean, we're flat on the trade. But as we take something out, as the market does come to the upside right now, this makes a little bit of sense to take a little piece off right now. So I think we'll do that right there at 85. So there it is. We take a little piece out. Now we can sort of sit back, relax, and sip that cognac now because we take a piece out, and now we have a good, hopefully, what's going to be a good trade for us on AMD. Now in the money, 40 cents. My number one stock on the day still is AMC, though, but trying to make it AMD here on a nice little move back up. And the reason why this is number one realized is because we've taken it out. But right now, it's just fading back in. Now we stop. I'm going to stop the buy side right now on AMC, and we're going to try to do the exact same thing that we did before. Wait for a key level to come through. We don't have too many shares on AMC, but we are looking at this 28 level maybe coming through, and I know that that's a ways away. We don't want to see 28 today. Trust me, we're long right now. But if it does come in, this is a level of concern that we may want to load up a little bit down here if it does come in, so we can start to average in a little bit more as AMC comes in. I've kind of left this one. These are just all fills. Like there's a 40 fill, there's a 30 fill. I actually had these in there, so now that we get run over, we can see what's going on. Alibaba, a new position alert. We'll see what's going to happen with this one. We'll see if this goes back into the depths of hell as we are hoping for that. And we'll see now. Alibaba short 95s. It's down to 75. It's 20 cents in the money, but we do have some bids down here near 50. So let's see if this wants to crack a little bit lower. Then hell yeah, we have a nice little win on our hand here for Alibaba. We do have an out near 118.50. So maybe an average incoming and then get out if it breaks through 118.50. which I don't expect it to do. But just because we don't expect it doesn't mean it won't happen. So we'll have to watch out for Alibaba right now. And those are the 3 trades I have. We just covered them all. AMC, AMD, and Mr. Baba.
Yeah, I've got 4 longs. GM we know about, that's in the money and doing just fine, trending nicely to the upside. We've got Microsoft finally bouncing a little bit here. Where's Microsoft's chart? Nice little bounce off that 327.5, now bouncing back towards that 328.5 or so. The top end of the obviously is 329. If we can get back above there, we've got decent little action that we can work with and maybe extend this to the upside. So I have faith in that one. There's decent support, and PayPal again is just going sideways. Yeah, it came off. To me, this is going sideways. The only reason being is because it's still within the bands that it's kind of declared for itself. So it's within that band. I'm just priced it right in the middle. So here we are coming off a little bit. Futures wanting to take a look at 46.50. So here we are kind of creeping ever so slightly higher as we get up to 46.50, go down to 46.40. So 10-point range on these. This is quite the range, actually. When you zoom in, you realize how large this is, because this is about top to bottom, probably about 8 points or so. 8 points is a lot for futures market, because I've seen this market have an entire day's range of like 10 points at times, right? So this is that's a dead market, by the way. So in this situation, we are ever so slightly creeping back towards these 46.50s. I can imagine stops being up there just because it's a 50 round number. So once we get past it, it could actually just run some stops, and then I'm hoping it fails, because I would love to be on the short side if we can get a failure north of 46.50, at which point it also allows me to kind of play that, because it's also within my risk capacity as well. So I'm still waiting for PayPal to get going. I'm still waiting for Microsoft's almost back to flat. It's like 10 cents out. Home Depot is actually in the money now, 18 cents, but Home Depot, what's the level 2 on Home Depot? Okay, not that bad anymore. It's 13 cents. It was much larger when I got in. It was like $1.50 when I got in, but now it's like 13 cents. That's fine. And GM is a big surpriser, because, damn, GM, I was not expecting this from GM. So nice little long here, north of 55. I was expecting maybe 30, 40 cents. I was putting up 50, and I was like, I could probably get 30, 40 cents on this trade. And here it is at 70 cents in the money and still going strong. And I don't really have much of a target. I got my first look at just north of 50. What's GM?
What is GM doing this low now that I look at this?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I would.
Why are they executing so? Yeah, that's strange.
57. Well, we got another $1 in it for us. So that one.
You're long,
to be
right?
I'm long.
Yeah.
But to be fair, this trade, I have to completely credit Jacqueline for this trade, because she put that symbol in the chat, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like a good one. I had no clue. GM is not one of those typical names I look at. So it's just, I would have completely missed this. And it's right now my biggest winner at the moment. So thank you, Jacqueline, for this trade.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, give credit to yourself, man. You hit the keys. I see about 1 million symbols flying through here, so good call on that one. Yeah, I'm really disappointed, actually, in GM. Like, I hold some shares, but you guys know that I've been a Ford fanboy for a very, very long time. We're still long like $6, $7. Well, I mean, we've recently bought at 13, but those were the initial calls. And look at Ford, man, same thing today. So obviously, these two names starting to go upside here as Ford up that 2%. What's GM? Yeah, Ford's actually up more right now than GM. So yeah, wow, what a move upside. Just this is a minute candles. These are like 10 minutes in a row straight to the upside. Some great opportunities here on Ford. Like I said, I'm already hella long on Ford. So we'll wait to see. I still think that 2150 is a little bit of an area of concern there. Alibaba, the first losing trade happens right now. Oops, that's CCL. We'll flush ourselves down the toilet. That's AMD. That's a good trade. But there's Alibaba right now, taking out that 118.50. So that just, it took out the level, and that's that, man. We averaged it in just like we said we would at 20 there. It does take it out. So it's about a 30. Our first short was 118, and then our next one was the 20. So an averaged out trade there of about, I can tell you the exact price, the exact amount of loss there that we had. It looks like it was 51 cents or so there on the average price. So, or no, less than 51 cents on the average price, but 51 cents on that first piece. And then right there again, another about 30-cent loss. So on average, about 40, 45 cent hit there on Alibaba as that's going to the downside one more time. Okay, so again, you know, we're not going to have diamond hands on this trade right now because Ooh, wow. Okay, there's actually a lot of things on this board. But we just take a little piece out there of that AMC trade. It's bounced around too much here at 40, so we take out a little piece there. We obviously think there's going to be opportunities to buy a little bit lower. So there's another out there for AMC. We want to keep some of these profits in our pocket. And by the way, guys, right now, $1 in the money on AMD. I don't know if you got out of your NVIDIA, but we could talk about that when we get back from Miss V.
Hey Sean, we've got a super chat from Amir asking your opinion on IINN. It's up more than 10%. So guys, we would love you to take a look at IINN.
Okay, we will look at that in a super chat, but we will also Gronk spike ourselves down right now because unfortunately we put a stop order at 75 when this came back in on CCL, and I'm just noticing, I saw someone say CCL 21, and I was like, yeah, good, but we actually got out right there. Look at CCL straight up to the upside, but again, a good name for us, a profitable name, so, we're cooking up those profits today, that's for sure, but, instead of having filet mignon, we'll just take a little bit of flank steak or so on CCL. But hey, steak is steak, and we like ye a lot. Thank you for that super chat. I'll just show you on the screen there. Thank you, Amir, for that. I don't even know what currency that is. That's pretty cool. What is that, Amir? Put that in the chat so I don't have to look it up. Obviously, we can look it up, but what is that right there? So thank you, Amir. Anyways, the price doesn't matter. I just don't know what that currency is. That is, what was it? I was looking at the currency too much and missed the symbol. Was IINN, I believe it was on that. So, okay, 1 million shares. So that's a decent amount of shares here today on this name. It is shekel. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. It's a shekel. So that's good. We'll go to the upside. That should mean normally British pounds, but that's not what that is. IINN. Nice little move to the upside. No, I don't know enough about this name to tell you where it's going or what we're doing, but you could see into here 440, 430. There is some consolidation, and I hate looking at charts and just saying that because sometimes it's too obvious, but a nice move to the upside. You can see right now volume's definitely died off. So for me, I'd be out of IINN as volume right now at its lowest point it's been at all morning. That's normally not a great sign. So IINN, don't love the volume there. For me, it's a hard pass, but thank you, Amir, for that. Israeli currency. Okay, cool. That's awesome. And thank you, Mike, as well. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Mike, for everything. A shout out to Mike. I haven't worn these in a bit because I had the new ones on, but there it is, the Dunks. Thank you to Mike for those. We are wearing these as Nike has made us a hell of a lot of money in our own account as well, but love the shoes. Thank you to Mike for that one. I bought a few more pairs since then, and a shout out to Mike. Thanks for the 5 bones.
There you go. Buying some shoes with some money.
Money.
I'm gonna take some shekels. What?
Nike accepts shekels. They accept shekels.
He does accept shekels?
Oh, Nike does, yeah.
Oh, Nike does. It's been a while since I've heard of the shekel, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been a while. So it's pretty cool. Okay, now back to Boeing. That's the name I actually wanted to look at. Boeing north of 200. Damn. Okay, Santa's back on his Boeing jet. He dropped the sleigh because Home Depot is still not doing well. He dropped the sleigh. He dropped the idea of rebuilding his sleigh, jumped on the Boeing plane, and now here goes Boeing north of 201. We were looking at this north of 200, then it popped down, and then here it goes to the upside. So I want to get involved now, but the thing is, I worry if we were to come back down to where I would want to get priced in, it wouldn't be a strong setup at this location. So here I am waiting for a long, but I do want to want it to come down a certain way so I don't get run over, and this ends up being just an absolute trap of a move. So I'd rather not get involved just yet, but I do want to look at Boeing. Potential longs in front of 200. Stop is going to be south of 197.50. So the risk on this is going to be about $2.50 or so. See if we can get the right pricing and the right movement for us to get that long. Neil? Small cap recap.
To change things up here for the small cap recap, just a little bit different because I want to get Miss V involved. A couple of symbols. One didn't make our watch list, BRTX here. And look, we talked about this one in the morning. They get a positive test done for their one of their drugs. And you already had a failure at $7 when I'd come in, post-market high at that $7 area. So, when I had that, I'm looking for the next consolidation. It ended up being at this level here. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can see right here at about 6:30. Once that had broken at 8 o'clock, right when I was doing my prep, you had a double top that we did short. I'm still in this one and going to see if we can't take it all the way to the downside, hopefully down to this $4.75 to $5 level. Another one here for you, RCAT. This did make the watch list. They got a U.S. Border Patrol contract, and I tried it several times here. One off the first pop at 9:30, short at 226, some profit. Reloaded at 240, and then got stopped out. Tough to see. It then retested the highs of the day, and once it did that on a failure, it was short the top once it turned around. I'm still in this one, now about 30 to 40 cents in the money. We'll see if we can't hold on to this. Might have the top, might hold on to that one all day. But I challenged Valeria, Miss V. We wanted you to trade something other than Tesla, getting you involved in the small caps. BVXV was a big mover this morning and did make our watch list. So tell us about your experience in this name.
Absolutely, Neil. Now, as I'm planning to go live really soon, I'm trying to implement more small cap stocks into my trading. And indeed, I was keeping an eye on that BVXV. So guys, I'm looking for this support level around 275. I put my short order a little bit below that support if it breaks to the downside. And I'm also looking for that to around 250-ish level for another order. So I'm short biased because I just simply don't know with what level I can go long in here. But anyways, even if the stock will keep running today, I'll keep an eye on that low float stock for tomorrow short opportunities. Back to you.
All right, I'm looking at my screen going, yes, finally everything's in the money. We were waiting for this to happen. At some point, they were all going to go. Either they were all going to be stopped out or they were all going to go in the money. So finally, PayPal, Microsoft, and Home Depot have all gone green for me now. Microsoft, 52 cents in the money. Home Depot and PayPal relatively flat. And then we also have the runner in GM. So we've got that done. I'm still looking at Boeing for potential longs on the move down to 200. And then now what just popped off was Netflix as well, north of 610. So Netflix has got like a 30-cent spread. So I do have to be smart about when I time the entry, right? Just because it kind of got above 610, the high is 610.50. Just because we got above doesn't necessarily mean that we got a ton of volume traded above. It's only done 400K on the day in terms of volume. So I want to see a little bit more action. And the issue with Netflix is when I want to see more action, I could completely miss the trade that I want. So even if, let's just say, it takes out like 613 or something, goes up like $3. If the read is good, the read is good, so I'll catch it on the way down if I need to. So for now, what I am looking at is 610 with the volume that we're going to trade above it. As soon as I can get some strength, I'm going to go ahead and put the order in, and I'll wait for it on the way back down. Most likely going to be the scenario given how Netflix moves. And then obviously we're still looking for Boeing as well. Boeing's still sitting north of 201. So a move back to the downside in a coordinated fashion would be a nice little move. Not coordinated, I guess like a trickle fashion, like just kind of just losing it. Instead of being sold heavily down, I just wanted to kind of lose some volume and just kind of drip down, and then I can grab the long and be confident that people aren't selling heavy into that, and then I can go for the long and see if we can get an extension to the north side on Boeing.
All right, I'm just looking here. I'm debating just taking this AMC out right now. We have a great long, but you know what? Maybe the dip already happened here. Maybe we do climb a little bit higher here. You know what? I'm going to cancel this AMD trade. I almost got filled. I was waiting at 40 there on that name. So yeah, good. And the reason why we're waiting at 40, I mean, it's unbelievable that AMD could be down this much today, and we've absolutely destroyed this stock. My number one stock today is going to be AMD, and now we're $1 plus in the money on this. So a good trade here so far. We'll see if it wants to continue to move back to the upside. Now I'm hoping some of the pressure has been relieved on this name, as we talked about it going back down to 140, and it does that, and we reloaded. So there we go, man. We held this out, take a nice profit. My number one stock today is this name. All right, so AMC had a nice bounce there. Surprised I didn't get any long down below 29. Should have. didn't. Don't know why. But here's Sea Change. Look, this is Triller. We're back in this name. We let it settle down a little bit. Hopefully it found that bottom at 40. We noticed it a little bit too late. Would have liked to notice it over here. But now we're back into this name at 62. It's right back up to 68. We could scalp this out. I'm waiting for here, 74, 75, right around. Volume weighted average price here. Man, my knee is bad. I had HTO surgery like 4 years ago, high tibiostomy, and it's hurting me today. I don't know if maybe bad weather's coming. But here we go, all the way to the upside, 274 or so, trying to print on this. Let's check out Palantir. So AMD, I'm just going to let this go, man. If it breaks back down, I think it's worth it. Because I already talked to Arun. I was like, bro, you got to do the trade of the day at some point because I'm sitting beside you all next week, and he still said no. So I'm going to do AMD most likely here today. And on that note, guys, I don't know where this is going to go, but I am right now willing to let this thing fly. So we'll see if it takes out this 140. I understand that there's a little bit of a risk here on this name as we don't know where it's going to go, but we'll wait to see. Down here, 140.20 down on the downside here. So that's going to be worth it for me. We're going to give up this $1 in hopes that we can climb another dollar. So, even another dollar only gets us right here. I still think we can retest highs as the NASDAQ is back to highs. So if some of this pressure has been relieved, I think the NASDAQ goes a little bit higher. So let's keep on going on the upside. SOPA is another halted name today that has halted. I was still waiting for 1150 to get taken out again. That doesn't seem to happen. There was another name. Neil didn't bring this to us, but there was another name that got halted. AUXI, something like that. Darn it, someone brought this name to me. I called it up and I forgot to look. You know what? Maybe I'll let Valeria, maybe I will have Valeria do the trade of the day. Maybe that's a good idea. Okay, so Ford right now, but she can't because we're doing she's so busy. She does the other show. So, I guess that doesn't mean she can't do it. Anyways, whatever. What was that name? AERC? No, it wasn't that. AUVI. That's what it was, Trader Joe. But your GM must be working out very, very nicely. I don't know why anyone would be in GM instead of Ford, but I'm in both. I think Ford works a little bit better now than GM, but again, on evaluation, I think GM's a little bit better there on the valuation. Ford's only like $1 away from its high there of 21 and change, but GM, a nice move today for sure. I'm talking about the stock that you're in, so I don't even know if you're still in this one.
What? GM? Yeah, I've got it.
Still in it, okay. So what a great move, breaking that 55.30 right there. Should have looked at that, but again, Ford more as a percentage basis there. Sea Change International going, and here goes AMC trying to go as well. What's up, Neil?
I'm assuming it might have been HUDI because that's currently halted to the downside, down 22%. If that's not the one they were talking about, I'm actually not familiar which name it is. And you are right about GM. It's a cheaper valuation. They're also bypassing hybrids and going more aggressively into the EV space. So they're making a pretty aggressive bet there. Of course, they're established in making vehicles in the first place. So I like their valuation. And that's the reason why. Ford's had the explosive growth for sure. But HUDI currently halted on a downside halt, as you can see here. I'm not sure when it's going to open up. Should be a 5-minute halt. If not, usually it's 10.
Another name that was halted, that is halted, I noticed Peter in the chat put it up, Jewel, JWEL, on the NASDAQ. Man, it's getting absolutely wrecked, down 30%. It's gone like multiple halts to the downside. It should be opening up soon. If it's a 5-minute halt, we should be opening up in the next 15 seconds or so. Projected open is 1388, but the issue is, it's done this a few times now. Every time it's halted, it's opened around the price where it halted and then continues its leg down. I was thinking about maybe going for the long off the halt, but the way it's been trading, there it goes. It opens at 1388 and not catching a bid. Not yet anyways. There you go. They just took out 14s, but it's not that strong though. The spread is like 40 cents. Just be very careful. It's done 500,000 shares on the day, and it's very hard to get out of if you get in. So it keeps opening, pop, maybe staying sideways and then halting.
What is that size?
I don't know. It's about to halt again at 12.50.
What is it?
JWEL. It's about to halt again.
Do we
at
need
12.49.
shorts for this? I mean, probably, right?
No,
wow, yeah. Hello. I just called it up there and saw all that size get absolutely destroyed. And then Joel Santana. Wow. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. To the downside there. So, yeah, watch out for that coming through there. Jewel, yeah, good call. Good name brought up to us by the chat. But, wow, I mean, I don't know how to trade from 20 down. Yeah, I'm not. I don't really.
Too dangerous.
It's not in my wheelhouse right here, but I don't think it's in any of our wheelhouse. I don't think it should be in anybody's unless you're short already and you know something about this name. This is just getting cracked down. But you are, I mean, you know what, man? We are into this level right now. I mean, we could go lower, so let's not get that twisted. But right here, 13 and change. We do have a bottom back in October here. Is that October or is that November? That's November. November back here, mid-November, down to 13.30, and that seems to be where we're sort of popping and dropping off right now. Okay, Sea Change, I see you. A nice move upside for Sea Change right now. We are long at 62. Maybe we just take a piece out right now. We're waiting, whatever. I mean, we're waiting at 74. Let's see if it goes. You know what? Just bounced off 70 there again. SEAC. The biggest embarrassment for me today. I mean, I'm not embarrassed. Let's make sure that's correct. Was AMC because we should have. There we go. Come on, fill us at 71 there. We'll go over here quickly. AMC. I thought I had more bids down here, and I didn't. We talked about defending 28. We should have had something around 28.80. I mean, if I'm buying all the way down here into 29, I should be doing the same into 28. That really sucks that I didn't do that, but we held out to AMC still. AMD now my number one stock, but this one's going, there it is, out right there, Sea Change, let's go. A nice little trade there. Homage to my man. Dada man over there, Brendan, being filled in. I was going to say heroically, but I don't think it's a hero's job. What's up, Neil?
It's a hero for your back sitting in this chair, that's for sure. But Joel Global, that's that Jewel. Joel Global, if I'm pronouncing that right. Yesterday, they did establish a cross-border e-commerce collaboration with Suzuho Dreamworker. This is a Chinese online retailer, and that news was yesterday's action, and the float is only 20 million, so tread lightly there. Some Chinese names under pressure today, and you're seeing the reflection, no bid on that stock, and low float. It works in both directions, right, upside and downside. It's past 10:30, which means we have under an hour to go till the European close. Ms. Fee, what's going on across the pond?
Hey Neil, European markets are slightly up. Delivery Hero trading in Germany is up around 6% after announcing it would scale back its German operations and sell off its Japanese unit in the first quarter 2022. Back to you.
Yes, sir. And a name that is still at the highs of the day and up 5%. It topped up our watch list here. Just want to give another one to you. Tesla at day's high at 986 and looking like it wants to try to break out. That $1,000 mark, still have that wick up there at 3,000. That $1,000 mark still going to be in play on the day. Relative strength, Elon is done selling his shares, so he says, shy of his target, but still looking strong here in Tesla.
He sold 10, so he's like well shy of it, but it's a nice move back to the upside there as he's just going to make so much bank on everything. It's absolutely ridiculous. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Elon Musk. Their Sea Change still going up. I don't know, man. I dumped some. It sucks because I didn't even, and this is the problem with being on the show, honestly. I mean, there's no problem, is that we missed the opportunity to buy some stock, in the middle of the show because we don't put on positions in our own accounts during the show. We don't want to influence, wrongly
There's some
influence.
Issues
I don't know if there really is, but it's more just about, to me anyways, being honest, right? And whatever we see here in front of us is what we trade during the show. And then in our longer term accounts, it's kind of like I see Jim Cramer, like he puts out these notes and he says 20 minutes after I put out this note, I'm buying something, right? And so I think that's part of it. That's always in my mind there. But I think Tesla, we sold it at 10.20 a little bit, 20% of the position in my own account. And then, that looks ugly. I fixed the daily chart, so that should be okay. And we should have bought some back here at 900. And that was obvious. I love Tesla for the long term. I see you, Sam. You want to know my picks for 2022? I'll give them eventually. But right now, keep watching. That's the teaser. But Tesla may or may not be on that list. So watch out for Tesla. But yeah, 900. What a great bid that was down there. I think if the market does fall one more time, that Tesla's going to be something that we definitely call that out. Look, Mark the Realtor, people. And again, I haven't been on the chat as much today. I've been managing my positions. I haven't been looking. Good job there. I will give you credit for sure. I've already said, Mark, what else do you want from me? I've said, anybody selling their house, hit up Mark the Realtor there, I guess in the 305 area code. But I called Lucid breakout, so let's look at that. I have no idea the price. Let me see if I can find it right now. So here's Lucid. I don't know what breakout. Maybe the bid down here at 38 was pretty nice. That was a good breakout there at 39, but not fantastic. Up a little bit. There goes Lucid, starting to go up to the upside right now. So what a great call, I guess, on Lucid. And this is another name. If you like Tesla, you like the EV space. For me, I like Fisker, Tesla, Ford. We've talked about that over and over again. But Lucid might be one of those names. They have that dream, the car of the year, the Lucid Dream coming through. So Dream version on that. So we'll see. 42 and change may be good. But shout out to you, Mr. Niagara Charlie. And a shout out to me as well right now as AMC, let's get a piece out. There it is, a piece out at 42 as AMC just makes a move to the upside. And we do not want to not take that, as that's a good move, man. We went all the way down to 29.20. We just took a piece out for profit. We're long at 34, so there's a nice out. Embarrassed that we're not longer there. Patience is the key, Arun. We are in the money in all of our positions. And I know also you're cooking with gas over there.
Absolutely. Microsoft now $1 in the money. I came out now it's like 90 cents in the money, but Microsoft accelerating to the upside here north of 329.50. That's doing well and going strong. PayPal finally looking like it wants to break out of this little sideways action that we've been stuck in. We went as low as 188.20. We're at the top end of this range. As long as we can get above 190.5, I think we have a really good chance of extending. But at this point, we are at the top end of the range. What just happened? Microsoft just flashed up. Okay. PayPal now putting in new highs as well. We're getting an extension there, so that's doing well. The only one that's in trouble, and I'm going to dump actually, is going to be Home Depot. Home Depot is showing relative weakness. It is not doing a whole lot of movement in terms of whether it's volume or just absolute action. I don't even care if it's volume. Just if you have a high spread and some people are willing to pay this spread, you can do it on low volume and still get it out. Like you can still get some trading done, but it looks like there's no interest in trading Home Depot. So you see my offer there. I'm trying to get myself out of Home Depot as I noticed Netflix, the one I wanted north of 610, is now accelerating to 612. Futures absolutely going nuts here. We just took out 60 on the futures. We just popped like 5 points in the last little bit though. In the last 2 minutes or so, we popped like 6 points or so from here. Again, we're in a sell zone. Well, not sell zone. We're in an area that has resistance, but there's no setup on the short side. So for now, we are just letting the market do its thing. I am long on 4 different names, and they're doing quite well. Microsoft up $1.10, PayPal up $1, GM up 80 cents. I've already dumped half for 50, so that's up. The remaining half is up 80 cents. And then Home Depot, the only one that's down 39 cents at the moment, but I am looking to dump that one for at least cover the cost of this trade at the very least. I'm not in a rush to get out of Home Depot. It's just one of those trades where, you know what, given the way the market's moving and given that Home Depot doesn't want to go, I don't need to kind of put up the risk on Home Depot. I can also be comfortable with the idea that we have some support below us, so I can be a little bit greedy and wait for the actual exit that I want. Netflix, though, is the one I want, and Apple also came up on the radar. The only reason I hesitate on Apple is because I've already got a big index name in Microsoft, right? So do I want to position into Apple with the same kind of risk as well? So I don't know if I want to do both at the same time, given that they're weighted equally well. So I think I'm just going to wait it out and see if I can grab some Netflix shares.
Guys, really quick before we go to Miss V here, right now, guys, if we can hit the like button, I think we're navigating these markets pretty darn well for you. As we've called the Santa Claus rally, I called that yesterday. Hopefully you guys believed me a little bit. We even tweeted it out. Today you're getting another big bump up in the market. So let's go right now. 1.4K likes plus some super chats. I'm putting Miss V to work right now. Miss V, it's likes and super chats. Over to Miss V, Rob.
Hey guys, it's again like o'clock, and indeed we need just 500 more likes to get to 2,000. I know we can get that. We have more than 5,000 people watching, so please, if you didn't like this video, spend just 1 second of your time. And again, it's absolutely free for you, but priceless to us, guys. See that you enjoy what we do. And by the way, we've got a super chat from Mariano Polidori. Happy holidays, guys. Thank you for sharing the art and open our eyes to the business. Well, guys, the other way to support us besides super chats, of course, smash the like button. And I throw to Neil.
Much, Mariana, for the super chat. Thank you to all of our viewers for supporting us this year. And of course, happy holidays to everybody. The week's not over yet. That rally that we're getting here, it's going to be a little bit what we saw yesterday in terms of what is moving and what is not. We're turning blue on this on icon here, but green almost across the board here. And consumer discretionary once again showing some strength. CCL up 2%. You got RCL up 2%. Penn 1.5%. And as usual, when the market is brushing off some of these Omicron variant concerns, you've got weakness in specifically Moderna, down 5%. You are going to see the majority of the board outside specifically of the vaccine names showing some strength here. I'm happy to see Danaher up at 1.2%. That's actually close to that $320 mark, so showing some strength. Merck is up only 1%. Remember, they got the approval of their COVID-19 pill. There is some weakness in the semis overall, however. You're seeing AMAT down 1%, AMD down 2% here. Lam is down 1%. On the other side of this is Xilinx. If you see them up, a lot of that has to do with just a little bit of arbitrage play on that deal, AMD and Xilinx. And of course, they had a huge run in semis yesterday because of Micron, so pairing off some of those gains. Across the board, it's looking pretty strong. Even transportation, you're going to see the airlines up 1.5% to almost 2%. Not quite as strong as what we are seeing in the cruise lines, probably because those have so much room to run. It was the cruise lines that were leading the charge yesterday, with CCL that was up 8.7%. So much the same here today. The reopened names being led by the cruise lines to the upside. Strong day so far. We have a lot to still go. It is a small upside day, but given that things at the open were looking a little bit different, 0.25% to the downside across the board, we'll definitely take this rally.
As strong as we are, I'm starting to notice that some names are coming off a little bit here. Now, we've dumped the Home Depot long, right? We've kind of given up on that. I did actually net out flat. I've covered the cost of that trade. I'm starting to work my way out of some of this PayPal as well, which was up quite well. Remember, this 190.5, I was like, oh, if you get past that, we expand past the range, all that great stuff, and then we are completely falling apart here, back below 190 now. So I am looking to get some of this out. I'm also going to move the trailing stop on this. So in the event that this is a complete failure, I'm only going to lose 50 cents instead of the absolute total risk, which right now would be sitting somewhere about $3.50 or so. So 50 cents versus $3.50, I'm perfectly okay with. Microsoft still doing well north of 330. No targets on this just yet. I think we can get at least. Where's the daily on this? I think we can get at least, no targets yet. I'm looking at like maybe 332 or something like that, but the way the market's moving, it is accelerating, but this steam has to kind of just at the very least go sideways for some time period, right? So I'm gonna be a little careful on how I kind of price these exits a little bit. So we're going to wait for Microsoft to kind of take its time with it. We're going to get some PayPal out. Home Depot we're completely out of, and GM is in just straight up trail mode, right? So we're not going to do anything with GM. We're just going to move the stop up. We're not going to hit any more targets at all. Another name that is actually getting very, very close to getting in, for me at least, is Adobe. Adobe working these 560s. The issue with Adobe, like I mentioned before, is the spread. We can get above 560, no problem, because the spread, the offer could be sitting north of 550 and the bid is like 559.48 like it is now. We need some actual trades. Once the bid gets above 560, then I can be comfortable. You know what? Let's go put some bids down, see if we can't get a fill. At that point, be aware though, the spread is going to be huge. So you need to get filled on the bid with the spread being 70 cents. So it is going to run you over, and then you might, turn around a little bit. So we're going to wait for Adobe to kind of get the bid above 560 for us to get the long. And then the other one was Netflix, north of 610, north of 610. And we finally got above. Some selling coming in here. Just make sure that this can get bought up. Once it gets bought up, I'm going to go ahead and go for the long on Netflix, as well as the futures expand now towards 46.64. Okay, now we're getting we're getting closer and closer to that 46.80 high, which for me is the top end of the resistance level. So anywhere between now and 46.80, there could still be a short. We just got to get it set up. If there's a setup, you go for the short. If not, like if the market runs as it is running right now, you just sit back, let it go, play your longs, and then see if the market's going to actually break that level. If it breaks the level, we look at the next level, which I'll give you guys once we get to that point.
Yep, good. And people want to talk a little bit about Lucid right now, and I mean we have talked about it. Oh, first of all, SEAC right now. Oh, okay. I thought it was taking out that 280, but it's pretty close. 15 cents in the money on this one, 80 cents in the money now on AMD, and I'm debating. I mean, I keep saying that I think this move is done. I'm sitting here in the 40s. I think we'll just take this out now, and if it happens to run up, then it happens to run up. So we'll take this out. I'm just tired of watching this bounce back and forth. I am sitting down here for some more bids if it does go, but for right now, honestly, I'm pretty done with AMC. So AMD. Let's wait to see if it goes up. We are waiting at 40, so 141.40 for $1 on that trade. And just to give a little bit of a recap, AMC, patience is key on this name. It seems like, anyways. Can't believe we didn't buy down there, but we've already talked about that, so let's move forward. We got out there as it ripped up into volume-weighted average price. So that's that. We took some outs here earlier. It's been a good trade for me. Like I said, AMD is now my number one stock. Sea Change approaching that as well, but you could see we need to break through. I'd love to buy some more bottoms here, but at the same time, I've seen it break. So we are sitting more in this area to get some more shares. I'm going to take a 29 bid flat if it comes down. So that's something that we'll do. But for right now, those are those areas of concern for me, back down near 29. Otherwise, I don't have any offers out on AMC. Actually, that's a lie. I do have one at 29.70, so right up here. So we do have an out up there for that name. Another name, CCL, man. I forgot that I didn't forget that we had that order in, but I should have pulled it when we had that out there. It does come in. We're long there at 61 and out 75. Should have tried to hold that for a little bit longer. That's my bad on that one. And then I don't know what Alibaba's. Come on. So this happens to me at least once a day. So hi guys, welcome. My name is Sean, and I took one more wick out right there, and it's the wick off top. I can't believe that I'm actually part of it when it's what I'm looking for as a trade. We were short 118.50. You guys asked for some shorts. We gave that to you, and then we were short 118. Then it takes out 118.50, and we get out, and now it's only $1.20 in the money. So the only losing trade that we have all day, here is Alibaba. I mean, it's depending on AMC. If that goes down, we might lose on that one. But Alibaba should not even be a loser, but it is, and that's what happens. 991 right now for Tesla. That's a name that we should have been long on for sure. But wow, nicely moved up there. We can maybe have Valeria, like we said, talk about her Tesla trading. And then the other trade there is LCID. This is a name that I want to get long here. 38.80, 38.90, something like that. If Lucid does fall back in, I want to buy ahead of all this here. So we'll see about Lucid coming back in. Right now we have 3 trades on. We're almost near the highest spot we've been at all day. AMD hopefully going to get us out here at 141.40. My voice is already going, which reminds me, I haven't even dipped into the water yet here, man. So
how far behind are you?
Well, it's 7 a.m. I filled it up at 7 a.m. So
we're getting to remember your goal. You should be down here. So you got about 10 minutes to get.
Yeah. But so the idea is that I bet you when we're done, when we're on the afternoon show, we'll be somewhere around here.
Okay.
So that's the thing. But that's the cool thing about this Trader TV Live water bottles. You cannot buy them. I bought the sticker and put it on. So shout out to that. There's AMD. Yes, sir. So now AMD right there. There's the out that we just got it. So perfect right there. AMD right out. That's exactly as we wanted that trade. So AMD putting us at the highest spot we've been at all day right there with that out. So far so good. I'm going to hit this water and throw it over to the Miss V.
Hey Sean, I'm so happy for Tesla today and for everyone who is long on that name. Tesla is on its way back to 1,000 now at 992. I'm super happy. I'm still holding 30% of my long trade, and I'm looking for that to get to that 1,000. If you want to find out more about me trading Tesla today and take a look at my charts together, please join Market Movers right after, and we will discuss it more. And for now, to Neil.
Very sneaky, Miss V. If you want to see that chart of exactly what her trades were, you've got to tune in to Market Movers. Look, there's not a heck of a lot moving in currencies. I mean, the market's trying to get back to the upside. So you got the US dollar index down, and you're going to see the other major currencies up. You're going to get the euro, Canadian dollar, and the British pound, Japanese yen, all to the upside. Leading the way is the British pound. There was the approval of Pfizer's booster for youth that came in this morning. That could be accounting for a little bit of that move. What I'm interested in here, and you're kind of seeing a flat overall in crypto, but the 4,000 mark over here, once again, still battling and churning off this level here in ETH. So Ether trying to break back out after consolidating, but you are holding the top end of the range at that 4,000 mark. But Money Talks and Tesla Walks up 5% on the session. Certainly that's going to be a good one. Tune into Market Movers to see how Ms. V's trade goes. Back to the guys.
Finally dumped some of that PayPal longs here as Sean takes his multivitamins. Good job, Sean. Everyone should take some multivitamins. He got his water on. Now he's becoming healthy.
Now I'm serious.
Now he's serious. Get his multivitamins on.
That's it.
Multivitamins on.
That's it. Let's go.
And don't forget to drink that water.
Thank you, boss.
You're almost there at
yeah, look at that. Look how I just crushed that thing.
That's pretty good, actually.
Thank you.
All right, PayPal, we got some out, so we're locking in 50 cents, moving the trail of stop on this just south of 189. So even if we were to get stopped on the remaining portion, we're going to net out flat instead of losing. So there we are. PayPal locked in something. GM now, big surpriser for me on the day. Now north of $1 on GM here as we broke 56 even to the upside. We are sitting at 56.07 and going strong. So I moved the trailing stop just south of 55.50. At this point, I can lock in, at least another 47 cents or so. So we are going to let this move as much as it wants to go and just trail it all the way up. PayPal still going. Future's still going. Now looking at 46.70 on the upside on the future. We're still about 10 points from the top end of the resistance range. Shorts could still be here. We just got to get it set up. The way it's been moving, like I said, we're getting closer and closer to the European close, which is in about 40 minutes, 11:30 Eastern time. If we were to slow down, that's probably the best time to do it, if we're going to slow down. So for now, respect the fact that the market wants to go up. Take Microsoft with it. Thank you very much. PayPal is kind of going sideways, and then GM still going strong. And I am still trying to get my hands on that Adobe long. And also, I'm looking at Netflix on the long side as well, north of 610.
Yeah, exactly, Austin. Good point there. The healthier you are, the better shape you're going to be in, and hopefully be able to battle some of these nasty, nasty viruses that are going around, including just a common cold. It's flu season, so let's not forget about that. We always talk about the big one, but you can get sick from anything. So, someone said, what vitamins do I have? Shout out to Costco. It's just a Kirkland multivitamin right there. So that's all that it is. But we are not sponsored by Costco, so we'll throw those away. Well, not away, but put those away now for now. Crypto, a nice little bounce today. Good call on that one, Neil. As we talk about money talks, we haven't even looked at the board yet for crypto, but I sort of teased it a little bit. Well, I got to refresh this because Cardano's not at 130. It's not. It's at 135 right there. So there's Cardano, 135. A nice little bump up for them, obviously, in the last hour. That's this column. The 24 hours is much more important. I've been buying Matic, and that has been working like crazy. I talked to that Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I actually mentioned Matic to him. So if you want to check out that, that is up as well. I'm also long, 3 times long, this Cardano bull. So that's how much I like it. And let's just see where it goes. Maybe we can buy one of those Ford F-150s after cashing out some of said crypto. But okay. So right now, not really much to talk about other than it's been a good show. We are getting ready for Market Movers. You're going to go over and see Ms. V a hell of a lot more. You're going to see Trader Prad coming through very, very soon, and we're very, very proud of that show. So I did want to give a big shout out to everybody today. Thank you for all the super chats. And if you've given a super chat or haven't, the best thing for us to do right now is share this with everybody. We did do I ran a contest there on Twitter. Maybe we'll do some more. I know Natalie's over here working on some of that as well. well. But there's the like button, 1.8K. We need that to get to 2K. So if you could please turn that around. We have 5,000 people watching. Turn that little thumb upside down if it's down, and turn it upside, highlight it if it's up. And thank you for all that one. Yeah, thank you so much, Vinay. There it is right there. He remembers that Sam Bankman-Fried interview was straight money. I like to say straight cash, homie, right there. So thank you. And I saw him on Kramer the other day. So shout out to you, Sam, and thank you so much for that as well. Folic acid. If your multivitamin contains folic acid, do not take it. Okay, I will look into that. But thank you to Arun. That's the big thanks. BFRI, I have a stop order on that name. So let me just check out, is that going through? I think it was BFRI. We like that at 1050 there. What's it doing right now? There's SOPA. So BFRI down to 10. SOPA, we just got in, takes out 1150 right now. So it looks like we are in a nice little runner here on SOPA. Baby long on this name. But there it is, takes out 1150. That was past high. So yeah, we might have just got wicked into that one again. I still can't believe that Alibaba trade. But we're going to hold this one at least back here to 10. Here comes that down in a little bit more. Back down to 1080 or so. This doesn't want to work. SOPA, we are still in this one. Let's wait to see. Back down to 1080. It's going to have to crack that to get me out. We will average in. Any last words there, Arun?
No, we just walked out of my PayPal. We're going to just focus on GM and Microsoft, the two big runners that I've got on the day. And the future is obviously getting closer and closer to that 4680 level, which could still provide some resistance. In the event it doesn't, hey, look for another trade. We'll be back in the afternoon with some more setups as we close out the day. Remember, 2 p.m. we'll be back. And in between then, we got market movers with Valeria and Prad. Talking about Valeria, what do you have for us?
Hey Arun, and hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. And indeed, as Arun said, please join Prad and me to keep trading this wonderful day. And thank you so much for 2,000 likes, for all the super chats and your support. That's all that matters to us, and that's what makes us to work harder and to make our trading community better. Well, I'll see you in a minute, and happy National Date Nut Bread, everyone.
Date nut? What is date nut? Anyone know what date nut is?
Yeah, dates plus nuts.
Oh, dates plus nut.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's not date night there.
No. I thought there was a nut called date. I was like, what? I couldn't put it together. Sorry, guys. I'm a little slow today.
No problem. Yeah, date nut. I like dates. I like nuts.
I like dates.
So I like date nut bread. How about the two of you guys? No, those guys.
Oh, those two.
Like, what kind of nut is in that?
Date?
That's what I want to know.
Date fruit?
Well, I know what a date is. I know, like, dates is fine, but, like, what kind of a nut? Like, macadamia nut? I don't know, pecan? Like, what's in there? It looks tasty because it's a pastry, and I'll eat basically any pastry you put in front of me, so that's how I roll. I feel like it was also winter yesterday, right? So, like, yesterday was, like, the shortest day of the year. It's the 21st, so today is, like, Anna, we didn't call yesterday the national day, but my daughter was asking me, when does winter start? Because where's our snow coming down again? And I was like, well, winter started yesterday. But date nut day, I'll take it. I'll take any pastry.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
I think the shortest day of the year was like...
It's always the equinox.
It's equinox.
It's their equinox.
Right?
For some reason, I thought I saw that it was one of the days on the weekend. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it must have been not right there. But yeah, so a big show here with only a minute left. So we did average into that SOPA. It takes out that 1080. We're going to be gone. You know, that was just a flyer trade that we took with the first halt on SOPA. We saw that it resisted that 1150 there. So that was a trade that we were looking at, and it doesn't look like it wants to do much now, but we did average into that. Our average price on that is now 37. So we're out of the money 20 cents. That's not going to be a problem for me, but we'll see where it goes. It's always a problem when you lose. So 1080 is my out on that trade. AMC, we're going to try to hold that all day. And then C change, a great trade now as it's above VWAP. So we'll hold on to this one and see if we can test a bit higher. But it's pretty obvious that the momentum appears to be a little gone on this name as volume's trying to die up, but it is bouncing off that VWAP, which we like. So that C change, SOPA, and AMC, the three trades that I have on.
Yeah, someone correct me. It is not the equinox. It is a solstice. Equinox is for autumn. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. With only a few seconds left, guys, it's getting ready to go over to Market Movers. Arun and I return at 2 p.m. So what was a fantastic day is about to get even better as we throw it over to Market Movers. Take it away, guys.
Welcome to
to Market Movers. I'm your host, Trader Brad. This is the beautiful Miss V.
Hey guys, welcome back everyone. As usual, please be active on the chat, ask us anything, and of course, don't forget to give us a like. It means so much to us, your support. Wonderful day, Tesla guys. Keep going, super close to get to 1,000 level back again, as they say.